Okay, it looks like it's up.
All righty. Can everybody see me now? Can you hear me now? OBS says okay. Everything else okay? Nobody move. Nobody move.
Nobody move.
Everybody stay right where you're at. If you've got your seat, that's probably what I forgot to do. I told everybody grab your favorite seat, grab a chair, get your favorite beverage and your favorite snack. Get here early because seats fill up quick. But all right, I got one other thing. Two other things I got to load up here, and then we'll be ready to go. So I do apologize for that, folks. I really don't know what was up. Every time now before, and I got this from Lord Kazuma as a hint. Go ahead and just restart your computer about maybe half hour or so before your show is actually going to start. And I have been doing that religiously, and I did it tonight, and it still didn't help because this is how things roll around here. For those of you that just first time here, welcome to our shit show. So.
Scheiße cinema.
Scheiße cinema. Exactly.
I mean, that's why we need those nat 20s.
Yep, exactly.
Spend your bits and your money.
Exactly. So if you missed any of that, the bottom line is you can trade your free Twitch tokens in for nat 1s or nat 20s for the party. They do not carry over stream to stream. So I encourage you to get those in early. The more you interact with the stream, followers and subscribers earn tokens faster. But as you earn those tokens, trade them in for nat 1s and nat 20s so that the party can use them. During the course of the game, they can swap out any dice roll for that nat 1 or that nat 20. Or with that nat 1 or that nat 20, I should say. Additionally, if you want to help support the stream, for every 100 bits cheered, you can give somebody a +1 up to a max of +5. And then it just starts repeating, and another +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can cheer as much as you want, but bottom line is every penny that you guys dole out to us goes right back into the stream. So, but we don't do it for the money. It's not like it's a bank breaker anyway. So, hey, Monkey's here, raiding with the party one. Imagine that.
Hey.
See? That's what happened. Monkey was over there crimping the internet cable so the electrons couldn't flow from the cable provider to my computer because he knew he was going to be late. And so, yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. But just as a recap, don't forget, DM has a +2, Barris has a +5 and a +1. Deglin, you have a +1. Ronnie, you're up to a +3. Varys, you have a +1, and Zadkiel has a +2 still available. That have been carried over from stream to stream. I also want to say that as of tonight, the party has a pair of nat 20s and the DM has a nat 20 that carried over from last stream because we really didn't do anything that would require the party to need dice rolls, nat 20s or anything like that. So, all right, so let's talk about where we were. Our party arrived in the port city of Gryrax, which is a dwarven port city, which is sort of an oxymoron. It is a large dwarven-based city that is on a port. That's the only or one of the largest, if not the only, real port city in a country that is primarily ruled by dwarves. It is home and palace of His Serene Highness Prince Olenstad Korond. And they found shelter in the form of warm beds and good food at a place known as the Double Rose. Its proprietor, a former adventurer by the name of Ian Fenreaver, regaled them with his tale and his last sojourn into the deep Amedio, where he and his expedition were beset by these vicious snake people, and they killed the entirety of his party, and to this day he has no idea why the gods spared him, but he managed to escape, vowing to never ever return to the adventuring life, taking what little coin he had left remaining in the world and sinking it all into the Double Rose. And so he built that, or he took over that inn there, and that's where the party has been staying. Our party went to when they arrived in town, they did a bunch of walking around and visiting various places. College of Stonework, the local market, etc., etc. Some interesting places, including a museum of armor, which was kind of cool when Deglin and I think Ronnie, was it? Oh, Deglin and somebody else took a tour of the museum, but they were actually looking for someone to do armor, but they ended up in a museum of armor, which is kind of cool. And while they were in town, they heard word and they saw people putting up very festive decorations about town. And a little bit of investigation, they realized that the town was being visited by the Princess Jessa Scotti Lazal. Now, Jessa Lazal is the second daughter of the king of Kioland to the west. And Kioland is a pretty big naval powerhouse, and of course the dwarves are not. And with the humanoids pressing all along the borders of the Principality of Ulek, which is where the dwarven country is, the king of the dwarves has hoped that maybe creating a little goodwill between his country and Kioland would get the Kioland king to aid him in helping protect the borders with his navy and whatnot. And so the princess was here. And of course, there's a big parade for her, and they were leading her through the town while our party, being the astute individuals that they are, spotted a strange-looking group of individuals that were cloaked and masked and decorated very much like all of the street performers that were in the parade that was winding its way through town. But the party saw that there was something off about this group of individuals, and sure enough, just as the party sprung to action to warn the guards and the prince and whatnot what was going on, these cultists attacked, and they assaulted the Prince Karend as well as the Princess Scotty, and the party helped to defeat these cultists. But in the interim, the princess was struck by some kind of a poison dart that put her into a deep coma-like sleep. And after all was said and done, the party was brought before the prince. Well, I say prince, but it's, or he's a king, but they call him Prince Karend. But anyway, doesn't matter. They were brought before the Dwarven King, and he basically said, "You guys did such a great job. I'm going to let you continue to do a great job for the crown, and you are going to provide security detail for the princess as she does her thing about town." And so the party was very excited to accept this offer, although they were told that should they fail, then they would be paying the ultimate price for failure. So they have taken up guarding the princess. The first day was pretty easy due to the fact that she was laid up in bed again with some sort of a sleep poison, and they discovered that she was having like nightmare dreams and stuff like that, of creatures attacking and whatnot. And so the next day, she seemed to be over it. She had the dark circles under her eyes, like she hadn't gotten much sleep. But the party began to do their duty and follow the princess about town as she went shopping. She went across town to see the college, to meet the deans of the stonework college and whatnot. That was one of her itinerary items of the day. And then at the end of the night, she was to have a formal dinner / ball at the Durgan Manor. Now, the Durgan Manor is home of the man who runs the mines of the Principality. For all intents purposes, they are the largest mine provider when it comes to the country, right? And so he holds a lot of power and a lot of sway with the prince. They go way back from the days that they fought in wars together, and now one is a prince and the other is basically a prince of the mines. And so going to the Durgan Manor, the party again was there to provide additional security. Even though the King's Guard was there helping to protect, they were there to provide a little bit of extra security. Emerald Durgan. I was like rattling in my brain trying to think of what the guy's name was, but Emerald Durgan is the who runs the Durgan mines and basically the state mining community. All the big government contracts just seem to go to him for some reason. But anyway, rather wealthy man. So the party went there to the ball, provided security. Everything seemed to be going well until late into the night. There was a scream that was heard coming from out back of the mansion in the garden areas. And as the party rushed back there, they found a body laying in the flower beds there, and it was a female form, and she had been stripped of all of her skin, and her heart had been taken as well. And so, of course, this created quite a disturbance for everybody at the party, all the well-to-dos who aren't, accustomed to such things. They aren't warriors and whatnot, at least not anymore, some of them. So everybody basically called it a night, and the princess, very upset, of course, was put into her carriage along with the prince and were sent with escorts and guards back to the palace, and the party was charged with figuring out what had happened. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, players, that some sort of a token had been found during the search of the area along with the body. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody has any different recollection as to what had happened when we last met, because that is where we are now. We are currently in the Durgan Manor. There are still some guards there. There's obviously staff there, the Durgan family, including Emerald Durgan, his wife, as well as their daughter, Kiriana, which, by the way, you've met Kiriana and found that she is the one that runs the day-to-day operations of the mines. So if there's ever anything that needs to be done with the mining community, whatever, she's typically the one that people deal with. Emerald Durgan, her father, is the owner and basically the figurehead, while she does all the dirty work in the mines themselves and whatnot. So that is where we are going to bring ourselves today. It is the 7th day of Patchwall, Common Year 586, and the princess is here for another 5 days. You know that she has a couple other big engagements coming up, at least one big engagement a day. She has a bunch of little things for the day that's just sort of go here, go there, little things, right? But a couple of the big ones coming up. She's going to the city playhouse to see the performing arts. She's going to see that. She has a dinner at her embassy, because the embassy of Qland, obviously the princess is going to visit those there, and there's going to be a formal dinner for her there as well. And a couple of days from now, her itinerary says that she's actually going up to the Durgan mines, which are to the north, about a half a day to the north. She's going to go up there and see the mining operations and kind of see how mine operations work. So she's going to meet with Emerald Durgan and his daughter to kind of see how the mines work and whatnot. And then one of the last things that she has to do is she is going to be going to a couple of the temples and a local orphanage, right? So that's kind of the gist over the next 4 or 5 days of some of the things that the princess has going on that you guys know of. And so those are sort of the things that you guys plan for. But as of right now, you guys are still at the Durgan Manor in the aftermath of this hideous death that you guys have been had thrust upon you. Again, we know it's a female form, probably human, maybe elf. She's slim and slight, maybe 5.5 foot, 5'4", somewhere in there, very slim. No apparent clothing on her at all, so whatever clothing she had is long since gone. But I can't remember if you guys had found, or somebody had found, a token or something to give to you guys that they had found with the body? Can anybody remember?
I don't remember.
Come on. Nobody remembers? Okay. All right. Well, again, I can't remember when we did a search if it was found. So if anybody remembers, anybody out there wants to go watch our, hey, what's up, creep? How you doing? If anybody wants to go watch our stream and then let us know what we found. But I know, I just want to see if the party remembers. So.
I mean, I misplaced my notes. So
Okay. All right.
I'm
No worries.
pretty sure I searched, though.
Yeah, I know you guys searched, but you guys didn't find anything on the body. But, however, a piece of jewelry, a necklace of some kind, was found hanging in one of the bushes nearby. And because it had blood and whatnot over it, it was assumed that it belonged to the body, or at least it belonged to somebody who had contact with the body. So you aren't sure, but it is an intricately carved, it is a plain gold chain, but an intricately carved symbol. It's sort of like series of flowers, almost like a bouquet, but it has a letter sort of embossed with it, a letter C. And so I know you guys had found that. Now, whether you know what it is or anything like that is still TBD, but you guys do have this necklace that apparently was either on the body or belonged to the person who is now dead, or belonged to somebody who is at least in contact with the body. And as of right now, it is about 11 p.m., getting close to 11 p.m.-ish.
Well, I know Ronnie's a subscriber that nothing good happens after midnight, so he's ready to start wrapping this stuff up.
I would think after this event, we should get her back to the castle where we.
Yeah, the princess has actually been put in the prince's wagon and is on her way back to the palace. You guys have been charged with cleaning up the mess here, as it will.
Wonderful. All right. So I guess.
Of course, Sergeant Battlehead has given you some troops in order to aid you in your effort of cleaning up where the body is, getting the body to priests so that they can examine to see if they find anything, etc., etc.
So let's get her wrapped up in something, a rug, a sheet, or something.
All right, the staff of the Durgan family provide you guys with several large heavy-duty cloth. Normally they're tablecloths, but they are used now to kind of roll up the body so that, you know, the blood immediately begins to seep through, leaving blood soak, and you roll it in a second one. It's sort of like putting rags on top of a seeping wound, and it kind of bleeds through, and you got to put another one on top of it, another one, but after a while you only see a little bit, but the ones that are inside are completely soaked through. It's sort of like that. And you guys, after rolling the body up in a couple of those cloths, the soldiers bring around a wagon pulled by a couple of ponies that you can put the body into and bring it back to the city.
I kind of mentioned to the head guard that this kind of work is beneath me. Get a woman to do this job.
Sergeant Battlehead, I'm sure is gonna love that.
Yeah. Although Sergeant Battlehead is not around anymore, he has since departed back with the prince. But his soldiers certainly appreciate your candor and that you are above their station. And as soldiers dutifully do, they go about their business quietly and without complaint, as they roll up the body in the cloth and lift it in order to put it in the back of the wagon for transport.
And in the
I
back of
assist.
the lines, they're saying, we're going to jump that.
Yeah,
mountain.
we're gonna.
You're not going
Yep,
Yeah, Zach Kill assists, but as a supervisor role.
of course, Gotcha.
I'll say a prayer over the body as they're rolling it up.
Oh, nice, very nice, very cool. I like it. All right. So where to now? What do we wish to do? Obviously, going back, getting her back to town. But anything else that you guys want to do before heading back to the Rose?
We searched this area fairly
Yes.
good.
Yep.
And we didn't find any tracks.
That is correct. Yep. You guys found.
Did we find any tracks of the woman herself?
No. Again, you guys were. It was out back. Obviously dark. There are grasslands all around the place, right, as well as trees and forests and whatnot, and in this very nice sort of a estate, if you will. But the guards didn't see anybody, and until the body was found, right? And so the only thing that was found, again, no tracks were found, and it would probably, you might be able to find some during the day. It might be easier, but at night it's like really, really almost impossible, just because of the thickness of the bushes and the gardens and stuff like that.
Right.
However, you might be able to find stuff at night just to kind of see. I mean, during the day it would be easier to follow if you wanted to come back and do that. That will be up to you on what you.
Because otherwise, we have to assume somebody either chucked the body all the way over here and didn't leave any, or
Right.
they dropped it from a height, like they're flying over.
Right.
Zach is going to be a little bit more interested in the soldiers of their specifications. Like, he's curious to know, are these hired footmen or are these men of honor?
So the majority of the soldiers that are here helping you are City Watch, right? So they are from the city themselves. Now the estate has its own group of, for lack of a better term, hired guards, right? So you can only assume that they are, loyal to the Durgan family because they work directly for the Durgans. They're not city guards or anything. They're just, hired men to provide security in the house.
So I can assume without, just by the look and armor, obviously, well, I don't know, obviously, but can Zach Hill figure out just by knowing to see if there's any holy symbol representation of any of those soldiers, or are they all just... He's basically trying to discern whether or not these are there any paladins amongst them,
right?
Or are these just all fighters?
Nothing like that. They all seem to be sort of regular militia, although some appear to have rank insignias that put them at least a station or so above the regular, like a corporal or a sergeant or something that would be directing the efforts and stuff, but nothing to the extent of like, a warrior type, or i.e. a paladin type, or now some of the soldiers you have seen, not necessarily these, but you have seen soldiers in town and stuff. They do wear some symbology to represent their particular deities, whether it's on their scabbards or whether it's on their uniform somewhere, or maybe in the form of a necklace that they're wearing. But these guys, while they are the same mold and the same type of soldier, none of these guys have any of that marking that you see.
So I would assume mostly that, not in the hired hand here, or the hired help, but mostly out in the city, random Joe is more likely to have symbolic things of
maybe
worship or something.
They might, if they're of the religious sort, they may have some symbology. But again, it's sort of sporadic here and there. I wouldn't say the normal Joe I would say that there are some, but it's not like a normal everyday, every single one of them is going to have some sort of a religious symbol on them, right? So.
Okay. Well, I think this is where Ezekiel starts to become a little more pompous in his
a
station.
Little more pompous? You can be more pompous?
As he awaits his warhorse.
That's possible.
Is it possible? As he awaits his warhorse, yes. Okay, so taking your leave, I assume, of the house, you guys make your way back to the city. And it's only about a half hour outside of blah blah blah. It's only about a half hour outside of town, so it only takes a little bit for you guys to get back. Probably like maybe 12:45 ish or something like that, as you guys find yourself back in the beautifully mapped city of Gryrax. Now, if I can remember where I put you guys on the map.
We're in the castle.
That's right. You still are in the castle. Yep. And so, by the way, for those that haven't seen this map before, this is the one that Cannibal commissioned for us. Dude is amazing. So, yeah, if you guys want to make maps like this for us, I appreciate it. Because that way I don't have to worry about doing it. But yes. So you guys make it back to the city. Are we planning to go back to the castle? Because you guys don't have a place to stay in the castle, although you do have limited accessibility to come in and out of the castle, or are we going to go back to the Rose and spend the night and do something in the morning?
I'm going back to the Rose. Come you Ben.
Okay.
I do want to turn the body over to the castle.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. The soldiers bring it back to the clergy, so the clergy can do autopsy and kind of look and see what's going on as you guys fly your way back to the Double Rose. Inside the Double Rose, once again, as you guys step in, it is always a lively place. As you see that Ian Fenreaver once again is sort of walking through the town walking through and talking to the crowds and spinning his tales and whatnot. So anything else that we want to do for the remainder of tonight? You do know that tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, the princess, probably in the evening, is going over to the Earthstone Playhouse in order to watch a new play that has been crafted specifically in her honor.
I think we should get our sleep for the night and go in there in the morning.
Okay.
Yep. I think we should check out the playhouse. Make sure there's no secret way in or out.
Right.
And then they'll put some security there as well as us.
Okay. All right. So
some of us.
Yeah. Just so you guys are aware, let me get it on the map. This right here, as you can, I don't know if you guys can see me on the map right here at N5. That is the Earthstone Playhouse. So that is where she is going tomorrow. So in the meantime, you guys managed to get yourselves a fairly good amount of sleep. It is now the 8th day of Patchwall. You have 4 more days to 5 if you include today, but basically 4 more days to guard the princess as you awake in the morning to the sounds of everything going on down below as the tavern begins to make ready for the day's patrons. Is there I should say, if you have not already, you guys get your nightly rest, so you get your 1 hit point back plus any constitution bonus. All spells and whatnot are are refreshed for the day. If you wish to mark those, or however you want to manage your spell lists, please make sure that you do so. But it is a nice day out. Although as you look outside, you can see the clouds are already forming. And you know that you're in for another day of wetness. It's been rather wet the past few days, which is something that is not that you really like, but...
We got those umbrellas.
Huh?
We got those umbrellas.
That's true. All right. As the rain begins to fall lightly, you guys have your breakfasts in the morning. Anything particular that you guys want to do before you go to the castle, or is there anything that you want to do today prior to seeing the princess? Because you know that although you guys are up at daybreak, she's usually up a couple hours after that.
So we got a little bit of time. Maybe we head over to that show place and check it out.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Yeah. Have a quick breakfast and head on over.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Anything that you wanted to do, Ronnie, before you
He stepped away.
Oh, did he? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's what I get for not paying attention to. All right, cool. So you guys depart. Outside, it's cloudy and relatively cool, depending upon what you consider cool. It's in the maybe the low to mid 60s. Just a light rain falling. But you make your way through the city easily enough. And maybe 15-20 minutes or so later, you guys find yourselves at this large sort of it's a 2.5 stories, if you will, structure. The way it's built, it looks like the very top of the places where the stagehands go to do any rope pulling and all that stuff up in the rafters and whatnot. But that's not really a full level. That's just like the upper half of it, but there is legitimately other 2 stories. And as you guys enter, you are greeted by a thin dwarf, right? You've never really seen a thin dwarf before, but he is dwarf nonetheless. Thinner than most dwarves that you've seen for his age. He has white beard. It's not quite braided, but he does have a couple of knots at the bottom, and his hair is slicked. He has a full head of hair, but it's all like snow white, completely slicked back, like he's got gel in it. Comes all the way back, and it's braided into a little ponytail that goes halfway down his back. He's not wearing any kind of armor or anything, but he has like flashy jewelry, rings and stuff on his fingers. He's wearing silk type clothing, and he's got soft shoes. And he greets you guys as he comes in and goes, "Hey, I apologize, boys, but we're not open for business. Tonight you can come see the new and improved show that we have made specifically for the visiting princess. But if not, then I'm sorry, you're going to have to go."
We're here for security sweep because of the princess.
Yeah.
Oh, you're here on behalf of the princess, are you? You'll have some sort of papers or something that we might be able to be looking at then.
I think he did give us something, right?
Yeah. Flash him.
He sort of glances over and he goes, "Well," and he reaches his hand out. Murden Thernhark at your service. I am the proprietor of this establishment. I am the director / lead actor in almost all of our shows. I'm sure you've probably heard of me, but I would encourage you, no autographs, because I got into trouble with the prince of people trying to sell it on the market and such things, right? So please don't be asking me for any sort of such. But, and I do appreciate the oohs and the ahs at knowing who you are now in the presence of, but be that as it may, what may I show you by way of my premises?
All the entrances and exits to your facility, including any that are a little not
Oh, of course, we have all kinds of hidden doors here and there. The actors can make their ways appear and disappear from the stage and off the stage. Of course, we could show you all of these for sure. Anything else that you would be wishing for?
Yes.
A guest list so we can.
Yes, I'm Zadkill, the righteous.
It is good to meet
They
you.
call me Zadkill.
I will call you Zadkiel, and you may call me
I would
Morden.
get to know the entertainment for tonight. Where do they come from?
Oh, they are all of our.
Or are they locals?
Well, they are local actors, our local performing troops. They perform here nightly at various shows, various skills. Some are jugglers and performers. Others are actors. Tonight we are going to be performing our new play for the princess.
No one has. Yeah, there's no one new or has been replaced for anyone sick or ill or anything.
No.
Or do they have any political affiliation to any?
Not that I am aware of political or what sort of political affiliation. We are merely actors and performers here.
Well, we just like to make a spot clean inspection.
Of course, I can give you the. Now we do not have a guest list other than if you're talking of the prince and the princess. The prince brings his whoever the prince brings, but we are open house. People purchase tickets. People come watch our show.
What kind of security do you provide?
Oh, we have our normal ushers and bouncers for those who become slightly unruly, but typically these are not having to be deployed in any large manner.
Well, I would suggest you deploy an extra crew for this night's performance.
Well, the prince would have to provide that, because usually when the prince comes to our performances, he brings his own entourage of soldiers from the keep.
Will. But we're here as additional.
Of course, it's just clear, and I wish to be as useful and helpful as I possibly can.
Yeah, so let's see your floor plan and these entrances and exits.
Okay.
Yeah, especially the
And I want
out of the building.
I assume the princess and the prince and them are all going to be in a private feature.
Oh, of course, yes. I can show you. And he begins to sort of lead.
How to get there and back.
Yeah, he begins to lead you guys through, and the first off is the entry where you guys came in. There's large double doors in the center, and then there's an offshoot to the right and left of single doors. So you technically could have 4 doors wide of people coming in or coming out to allow a large group of people to come in at once. If you come in through the 2 individual doors, you're more or less walking into the wings off to the right and to the left, and those wings lead into the performing area where all the seats and stuff are, although instead of the central mezzanine kind of an area, you're off to the wings, right, to the left and to the right. Right down in the center, you can see where the stage is, and right before the stage, there's a little orchestra type pit. You can also see that there is the mezzanine above you guys that holds normal seating for people, and you can see the stairs on the wings going up to that level, as well as taking those same stairs up to that level. There's private hallways that go all the way around the back, so that allows you to access the private booths as you go along, right? So you can go to the right or to the left. It's a big horseshoe as you go up, so you can go up the stairs left or right, get into the mezzanine commoners area, or you can take one of these private hallways and take the horseshoe all the way around and come out the other side, right? So you can go either way. And the prince and the princess apparently are going to be at the far end, at the tip of the horseshoe, if you will, in the center, looking straight down at the stage, so they can get a perfect view of everything. It's not quite at the far tip, but it's like all the way off to the side, so you're looking like right down on the stage, so you can kind of see everything on what's going on. And so
I'm going to detect evil on the dwarf.
What's that?
I'm going to detect if the dwarf has any type of evil.
Okay,
on him.
yeah, you detect no evil coming off from him. As you guys are walking through, you can see that there are easily a dozen workers, both human. You see some half elves and dwarfs, a couple gnomes, and even a halfling or two working around, cleaning things up, sweeping, patting things down, making sure everything's prim and proper, taking trash out. Looks like they've got a kitchen staff area for making cocktails and hors d'oeuvres and type stuff in order to serve people and stuff. They're in full swing as they're making preps for the princess visiting tonight. As far as entries and exits go, besides those front entrances, there are a couple of side entrances that deliveries can be made into, particularly for the kitchen or maybe wardrobes and stuff like that. But in addition to that, there's probably 4 or 5 other doors that lead in or out of various parts of the place on the backside. And inside, there are maybe half a dozen trap doors on the stage area to allow actors to appear and disappear from various scenes, coming up out of the floor or disappearing into the wall or something like that, right? So not super complex, but there are maybe 8 or 9 entry egress places that people could come in and out of.
We'll make sure there's guards on all those.
Okay, well, yeah, which would make sense. Okay.
Yeah. And then some of us should be up in that private hall and stuff. Or outside the door to the seating area where they'll personally be.
Right. Okay. Anything else that we want to do as he shows you guys around?
DM, has there ever been a threat in this place before, and where did it come from?
No, well, not threat per se. We get some folks that get a little bit of drink in them and get a little bit unruly. Maybe get a little handsy with the actors or the actresses, and they don't take kindly to it. And of course, our security folk will have to go in and take care of business and escort that person, whether voluntarily or involuntarily, show them the door. But nay, we've never really had anything overtly deadly or dangerous or concerning. No, sir.
Well, that's good to know.
Right. Well, if there's nothing else to see here, then we should all head to the.
Okay.
You know how the princess likes to surprise us with sporadic shopping trips.
All right. Making your way back to the castle. You guys are greeted by the soldiers as always, and you are escorted to the princess's room. Inside, once again, you can hear some kind of an argument going on, and a couple of minutes pass. The guard knocks on the door, I should say, and a couple of minutes pass. And the door opens and you see Alyssa standing there, and she's like, "Oh, good morning, sir. Welcome. I trust you slept well last night."
Yes, how was yours?
Well, I did okay, I guess. That I feel for the princess. She's, again, not had a good night's sleep. And about that time, Jessa comes stepping out. She's dressed. She's wearing the colors of her homeland, Keelan. She has a golden waistlet, like waist belt around her with like flowing green and blue garb. Her hair is done fairly nice, but she looks sort of ashen and a little bit pale, and she just sort of snaps at you and Alyssa. This man has no right or no business knowing my sleep habits, Alyssa. That's the last we're going to hear of it. And Alyssa sort of stiffens a little bit, and she's looking away from the princess, so you can just see her sort of 1, 2, 3, counting to herself almost.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yes, your lady." And she sort of does a half little curtsy. Your gentlemen who have been assigned as on your detail are here for their duties today, Mom. I don't really care why they're here. Let's just get on with this already.
What was your plan for this morning?
Alyssa looks at you. She goes, "I don't know. She hasn't told me. I don't think she wants to go out in the rain."
Oh.
We
can stay in the castle.
Oh, can we now? Is that okay with you if I stay in a castle? Well, you know what? No, I don't want to stay in a castle now. I want to go out, and you're going to take me out. I don't give a damn if it's raining or it's storming or there's a volcano exploding right next door. Let's go. And she brushes past you and starts walking down the hall to exit, with Alyssa running after her. Princess, please.
I look at my companions. We really should talk away from her, because she's probably shocked and traumatized by last night, and she's gonna do stupid things like this.
As Alyssa is chasing her off, chasing her down, I mean.
Yeah. She's gonna put herself more at risk.
Is there a guard nearby that we can tell Sergeant Battlehead to get a group together?
Yes. Yeah. The guard takes your order and says, "Aye, sir," and he goes jogging down the castle toward the Sergeant Battlehead's
I'm
post.
gonna turn invisible. Well, I'm gonna tell my companions. I'm gonna follow them, and I'm gonna turn invisible and follow them.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy to follow them. They go out down the stairs, and they're like standing at the entrance to the palace that leads out into this big courtyard area. And she's just sort of standing there with her arms folded and just like looking like like I just said something and now I have to go through it like a teenager, like, oh crap, now I gotta actually go through with what I said I wanted to do, and I really don't want to go outside in the rain. Yeah. But she's sort of looking there, and she's but it takes about 10 minutes or so, and the soldiers bring around a wagon, or the carriage, if you will, covered, of course, for the princess. And they just sort of look up, and she's like, rolls her eyes and says, "I changed my mind." And she stomps back into the palace and stomps back to her bedroom, slamming
I'm invisible. I just shake my hand, and I go somewhere and I turn back visible so I don't scare or shock anybody.
Right.
And then I come back.
Yep. As she goes into her bedroom, and Alyssa follows, and the princess basically slams the door behind them, leaving you guys out in the hallway with her in the bedroom.
Let's leave somebody here just in case, but I'd like to talk to the priest and find about that.
Okay. So a couple guards are posted out there, and I am going to leave, we'll go ahead and leave Lyrian and your other compadre, Barris. They will stand guard as well, while the four of you traipse off and go do what it is that you want to do.
And they know to come get us if she decides to take off.
Yeah, there's understandable. Yep.
All right, so go see the priest.
Okay. Takes you a few minutes to get down there. It's right before lunch or so. And you arrive at the chapel and are greeted by the priest of Moradin, the king's priest, if you will. Gentlemen, welcome back. What can I do for you today?
Just seeing if you found anything on that body.
Poor girl. Couldn't have been just past her childbearing years, to be honest with you. Maybe 15, 20, maybe. Without skin, it's kind of hard to tell, but a young female human, to be sure.
Other than the loss of skin, determine what actually killed her.
The loss of her heart. It looks as if, to my appearances, as the heart was taken and the skin was took next. Could have been the other way around, but I would be willing to stake my reputation that it was the heart first, followed by the skin.
Was it ripped out or was it cut out?
It was cut, something sharp. Very clean cuts, not like somebody reached their hand in and pulled it. It was cut with a sharp edge.
Surgeon.
No surgeon, but definitely something sharp.
Like they'd done it before.
Oh, I could not say. I don't know how many hearts have been cut out by folk.
Well, I'm just trying to determine if it was cut out for ritualistic or if it was for...
Aye. Yeah, no. Oh, yes. Cannibals. No, I could not tell you. Did you find anything with the necklace? I hear that there was a necklace found on her person.
Not this blood covered and it has the letter on it. I think it was.
Have you taken it to the jewelers to have them? Perhaps one of them would know.
Could you recommend which one might the more prolific person in town?
You're gonna make me. I'd go to Dremel.
Dremel?
Yeah. I'd go to Dremel.
Dremel, huh?
Yep. Dremel's jewelry and stonecraft. He is a master wizard of making things of stone and of jewels that you would know. He's a master craftsman for sure.
Does this look like something of his?
What's that?
I was just asking if he thought that this might have been one of Dremel's work.
Oh, it's quite possible. It is very finely crafted. Not too much stonework in it, but I mean the jewels are stones, I suppose. But yeah, at least if anybody would know where you would find it, I would check with Dremel.
Might have someone go out and do that. But there's no magical. It's not magical.
No, it was no magic was detected by Lyrian when he tested it. There was no magic.
Poisons, possible? No, I wouldn't. I don't know. I can't think of any. So, we should probably go check out this jeweler right quick. If she's gonna stay put, that's big.
Okay. Easy enough if that's what you guys want to do. He provides you where to find it. He's like, over in the trade district, right on the waterfront. As a matter of fact, it's just on the other side of the marketplace, on the other side of the bridge of the marketplace, right on the wharf. You can't miss it. He's got his own little dock right next to his shop, as a matter of fact, where boats can bring in various goods and stuff that deliver right to him. So he points you in the direction of Dremel's Jewelry and Stonecraft over at T7.
All right, you guys want to come or?
Yeah, might as well. I'm all about jewelry. Can't you tell I'm all blinged out?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the acorn
straight
necklace
up.
really is beautiful.
yeah,
Straight up pimping.
I'll definitely come because that is my thing.
Okay.
So move us forward.
T7.
Or forward.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, there it is.
Way over there. As the the cleric races to catch up with you guys. He hops on he hops on the paladin's horse and runs across the river. All right. So it takes you guys a little over an hour to get there as you work your way through town, as the town is fully awake now. As you arrive on this little peninsula of rock where the river that flows and cuts off the city in half sort of begins, you can see the small boats out doing their bit of fishing. You can see across the way all the boats and whatnot loading and unloading their cargo from various destinations, various goods and services, etc. Getting done. Dremel's jewelry and stonework is actually a rather impressive looking establishment. The building itself is made up of various types of stone that are interconnected and cut and weaved in such a manner as to be almost seamless. You can see the seams, but they're so smooth. You can see that all the rocks were meticulously cut to fit with each other. And it's an entirely two-story structure, with the downstairs being the business and the upstairs being some sort of a residential. And then there's a third floor that's open. Apparently it's like oh, I want to lay out in the sun today, so I go up to the roof and kind of lay out, right? It's one of those things where there's other, living space that's open to the sky above it on the nice days. But entering in, you can see that there is jewelry of all kind sort of laid out. There are two human males in here wearing chain armor and wielding rather large swords. They sort of stand off to the side and nod to you as you enter. And you can see the shelves and casings and stuff like that all sort of closed off, so you can see what's in there, but you can't like reach in and just grab it, right? Almost like a typical jewelry case would be in a modern jewelry store. But you walk in and this flaming red-haired dwarf with a huge top knot, his head is shaved all the way around except for this sort of top braided piece that comes all the way back, and it's tied almost so it looks like a kind of a hump in his ponytail, and it comes down and it's just very tightly woven, hanging down toward his back. He's got a broad chest, wearing regular clothing, leathers, but they're not like armor leathers. It's just like leather, sort of like leather breeches and shirt and whatnot. He has a pocket in his vest that has a little monocle sticking in it. As he sort of steps out from behind his workbench and greets you as a gruff voice, says, "Oh, welcome to Dremel's. What brings yous in today, gentlefolk?"
Are you Mr. Dremel?
I'm Dremel Stonecutter. What can we do for you today, good sir? Follower of Jeskar, you have my utmost respect and appreciation for the order and what you boys do for our boys.
Thank you, Master. We're working for the Princess Company, and we'd like your opinion on it.
I've got plenty of opinions. Which one are you liking?
Can we go someplace a little less obvious?
there's nobody here but you, me, and the two deaf boys right there. Trust me, they're not really deaf, but they hear nothing and they say nothing. They wouldn't be here if I did not trust them with my own life.
All right. Go over to the case and pull out.
Oh, who dirty that? As he looks at it, he says, what is that, blood? Did somebody get... What happened? Where did you find this?
On a dead body.
There was a grisly murder that we're investigating.
Oh, say it isn't so.
You know who this belonged to?
Well, I don't know the person that it went on, but I know whom I crafted it for, yeah?
Okay, who was that?
Lady Dennison. This belongs to one of her girls. She asked me to craft one. Every one of her girls wears one of these, and so each one has a individual letter for whomever is wearing it. So the base symbol is all the same, but the letter themselves will be changing. So
the letter on this one is C.
Correct.
Charlie.
So whomever is the C is the one what was wearing it, but to be sure, it's one of Lady Dennison's girls.
All right.
Not sure you're gonna be wanting to be tap into that one though. Lady Dennison is not one to be trifled with, boys. She is.
No, and I'm sure she's angry that one of her women or one of her girls were mutilated in such a...
To be sure, she's not gonna be a happy camper.
Was she at the party?
What's that? I'm sorry, what's that?
Was she there that night?
No. Lady Dennison was not at the ball.
Okay.
Did we see all of the handmaidens, or...
You can assume that you did. You can assume that you did. You don't know 100% that you saw all of them who were working.
Right. We didn't recognize anybody gone from the session.
Correct. Not that you're aware of. I'm sure that if they would have taken an accounting of their staff, that if they didn't, they probably did by now, and they would let you know if it was somebody other than who you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe we should head over there next.
Yeah, we should probably inquire that we get, like, an appointment or visitation.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's just not gonna talk to us if we knock on her mansion door.
Well, we can do that through the princess.
Yeah, we can, see what he suggests.
All right. So let's head back to the castle.
You gonna go to the castle or Lady Dennison's?
We're gonna get permission before we go.
Well, Lady Dennison is a whorehouse.
Oh, okay.
She runs a brothel.
Oh, I thought it was okay.
No, they call her Lady Dennison, but it is a brothel. That's why he said it's one of her girls. Now, the Durgan, not Dennison, the Durgan family is the dwarf family that you guys were at last night.
Right. That's
right.
I was getting
Yeah.
those two names.
Yep, that's fine. That's fine, and I understand. So we'll make sure that you stay on track. But the Durgan family is the dwarves. Lady Dennison is a brothel, and a rather well-to-do, well-known, popular brothel in the trade district over at T1.
So we could head there on the way back.
Yeah, because we're already in the trade district.
Yeah, you'd have to cross the bridge. Yeah, you'd have to cross the bridge to get over here.
Yeah. So let's just hop over there then.
All right, so that's where you guys are headed then?
Yeah.
Might as well save us from walking back and forth.
All right. All right. I am getting...
Are we walking or do we have horses?
You guys are walking. Your horses are in the stable. I mean, you have horses, but they're in the stables. You never said that, so you guys are walking.
Yeah.
So it takes you about another hour before you guys manage to cross the bridge, go through the central marketplace, And coming to Lady Denison's, you can see that this place is obviously a well-to-do establishment. You could see it's like a huge little 3-story mansion with windows everywhere. You can hear laughter and singing and music coming from the inside. There's actually a flight of stairs right here on the front that lead up to the middle floor, right? So there's 3 stories, but the main entry is a wide wraparound porch around the central or the center floor or the middle floor, and that's where the entry is. And you can see girls sort of laughing and waving out the windows, calling to passersby and whistling and telling them to come in, and a silver piece will make your day, etc., etc. And as you guys step up the stairs, you are greeted by a young girl, maybe in her late teens, early 20s. She has very loose-fitting silk trousers, but a very form-fitting bustier. And you can see hanging about her neck is a necklace identical to the one you had, but it's fashioned with the letter D. As she greets you guys, and she is human. She has like auburn hair, green eyes, flawless skin. As she steps up, smiles a perfect white smile and says, "Gentlemen, you look so weary from your travels. I am so glad you found your way here today. I am Darla. I will be your guide today. May I bring you inside so you can sample our wares?"
Well, that's not for today. We would like to speak to the proprietor.
Oh, I'm sure Lady Denison is very, very busy, but if you should like to leave me your name, I will be more than happy to schedule an appointment.
We are here on Crown business. She'll make...
Oh, please wait here? And she sort of wrinkles her brow a little bit, like she's not used to being snubbed like this, as she sachets back into the building, and she's gone for about maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
I'll admire the view anyway.
Okay. In the interim, dwarves, halflings, gnomes, humans, half-elf, even an elf or two pass by in and out. All of them giving you a nod and sort of turning away, like putting their hand over there, like don't recognize me as I go by. Disappearing down the stairs, like going home to their wives, I guess.
I'd like to see how many of them have a big money purse.
Okay, well, they don't, none of them really like have a bulging money purse coming out of the place.
Yeah. You're gonna get them before they get in.
But if you would like to try to pick somebody's pocket, you are more than happy to make an attempt.
No, that's just mostly looking for future.
Yeah, nothing that they necessarily... You do see that people have money purses, but it's not like, they come with like nothing big bulging or anything like that. But if you wanted to make an attempt on somebody, you would be more than happy to do so.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay, about 15 minutes or so, Darla comes back, and she sort of wrinkles her nose, and she goes, "Are you sure you don't want to just a teeny little hors d'oeuvre, good cleric?"
No.
She sort of runs her hand down your breastplate. "I am sure your god would not mind if you were to relax. Put your feet up. Let somebody soothe and..."
I grab the lady's hand and I push it back and I say, "Keep your hands off, lady. This man is holy."
As she's sort of taken aback slightly, as she goes, "Very well, follow me." And she leads you into the interior of a very opulent space. The floors are all heavily carpeted. The walls in many places have tapestries and stuff. And Varys, you recognize this sort of technique for muting sound. A lot of places will have that so that that doesn't echo and stuff, because you can hear laughter and stuff coming off in the place, but the sound doesn't carry a lot because of the thickness of the carpets and the heaviness of the drapes and tapestries and whatnot. But she leads you into what is apparently a main office area in the back. And stepping inside, you can see this extremely extravagant bedchamber with a desk off to one side. And sitting behind it is an absolutely stunning young half-elf woman. Let me see if I have... Oops, where is it? Hang on a second. This is what she looks like. She has her hair sort of almost in, not quite cornrows, but it's braided back into a nice bun with a pair of bangs that sort of hang down. She even for a half elf, she has sharp ears for a half elf. You can see that she has a sleeve tattoo running down her arm. Of various sort of intricate patterns. Nothing, no pictorials or anything like that. It's just an interesting, almost like Polynesian sort of the black ink tattoos you see a lot of Polynesian guys have going down there, like their chest and stuff like that. But this one goes from her shoulder all the way down her arm, but it's all sort of red, almost the color of her hair. She has a very tight leather bustier and a sweeping skirt below. Zadkiel, you instantly feel just a wave of nausea sort of run over you. As you know that this woman is not a great, nice woman. You just have a sense about her that is just sort of jumps out at you, right? Not super overpowering, but enough that you're like, all right, if I were to
drop it,
this woman would stab you in the back as easily as she is smile at you. As she sort of looks at you and sort of grins, you can see that her teeth look almost sharp. So she has something else besides elf or half elf in her. She has a nice smile, but her canines look almost like sharp, right? As she sort of smiles at you guys and waves her hand and gestures you for you to sit. You are here on the crown business, I hear. I am Lady Dennison. I am the proprietor of this place. What brings you? She sort of squints in your direction, Zadkiel. I even welcome you, follower of the Foplish hat.
Succubi come in many forms, don't they?
She laughs. Trust me, my girls could draw much more than your life force from you before you could snap your finger.
So I snap my finger.
I'm sorry to say that we may have found one of your ladies in a
I don't understand. You found
unholy. Well, she was killed.
Who? As she sort of stands, and you can see that any resemblance of pleasantry is like you say killed, and she just like her face goes dark. It's kind of like one of those in the movies where somebody's really smiling and all of a sudden there's like this dark shadow sort of casts over, and her eyes sort of flash almost a red, if you will. It's how anger. She gets up and she sort of leans. She goes, "What do you mean killed?"
I dropped the necklace down in front of her.
Yeah.
She sort of looks, and if ever anybody is stunned, the look of stun is real on her. There's no even like having the sense of she faking it. You can tell that she is not only stunned, but you can see her fingernails begin to grip into the wood and sort of like creak with the force of her scraping along. And she sort of reaches and she goes, "This belonged to Cecily. Where did you find her?"
She was found in the gardens at a private party.
Private party where? She was not entertaining anybody at any party that I was aware of.
No, we think someone planted her.
She sort of takes the necklace and she sits down. Was she at
a warning or something
Was she at the?
to friends and his guest?
Where was this? Did you say
What was the name of that
The
house?
Durgans, right?
the Durgan estate?
Yes. In the garden.
Do you know who she was out with last night?
No, she was not out with anyone that I'm aware of.
Can you give us her place of...
All of my girls have their own rooms here. She could have gone out. I assume that she was with clients. I do not go and look at my girls all the time unless they have issues.
That's understandable.
Can you tell us
How did she die?
Well, her heart was taken and her flesh was removed.
Just like the others.
Yes.
Hmm.
Do you know anything about that?
What do you know of that? Anything?
I do know that there's some evil has moved into our area. They have been
Yes.
killing people. These cultists, they work for some snake god or something. But I don't know why they would take Cecily. I will say that I understand it could have been a warning, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
One of her main clients was Emerald Durgan.
Oh.
We see many men
No doubt.
who wish to not bother their wives with their wifely duties. But he had a certain affection for her. He commissioned the cost of this necklace for her. All of my girls, their customers do. It's interesting.
Well, this is news
Yes,
that may need to be looked into further, doesn't it?
I would be very cautious when dealing with Emerald Durgan. He is good friends with the prince, and trust me, Emerald is a good man, but a powerful, or he's a good dwarf. He's a powerful dwarf, though, as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not worried about him.
Hmm.
It's the threat to the princess and the prince that I'm concerned about.
Yes. I'm going to keep this.
That's what we're hired to protect.
I'm going to keep this.
I think that's...
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need any more now that we know this information.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
Thank you for your time, my lady.
You're welcome, gentlemen. Yes,
We'll
these
head back.
cultists, I don't know where they're from. I don't know how they got here. I wish I could tell you where you could find them. But when you find them, feel free to keep one for me. Just allow me to have him, or her, or it, or whatever they are. I have ways of dealing with those who hurt my family. So,
Thank you for your time, and we'll
Yep.
head out.
Yeah.
okay. Where are we headed to
Now-
now?
Well, I'll have a chat with the party. Do you want to mention this to the prince? Or do you want to just keep it in the wraps?
I think we should tell the prince. I don't think he's the one trying to get her killed.
No, I don't think Durkin is either. I just think it was a plan of some kind to
It was an
warn them.
opportunity.
Yeah, it was an opportunity they took. if we can, we need to figure out where these snakes are and deal with them.
Yeah, or just keep protecting her for the entire time she's here. And
Yep. Yeah, when she's back, then we can leave and let the dwarves deal with it themselves.
Yep.
Whatever. So.
I'd
Okay.
like to get proactive on this. I would love to find out where they're hiding, storm the castle, or their plan.
They're probably in the sewers or something.
Well, I think the thieves will be able to tell us something.
Yeah, they couldn't tell me much. But I'd probably have to do some more poking around. But I don't want to poke around by myself.
I agree.
Especially considering how many we fought in the day. So.
Okay.
Yep. Let's go head back to the castle. And
Yep.
see
And
if
talk. See if we can talk to the friends privately.
Yep.
So no
Okay.
other ears hear this.
All right. You guys make your way back to the castle. It's probably close to 3 in the afternoon now by the time you guys have walked all over the place, done and seen whoever it was that you needed to see.
I remember to take the damn horses. So.
Yeah. You are met as you approach. Alyssa greets you. She's in resting. We will begin preparing for the playhouse tonight at about 5 o'clock. The playhouse is at 7:30. The curtains rise at 8 p.m. tonight. And so the prince and the princess will be leaving probably 7:30 or so, just a little after sundown. They have a carriage and the guard to ride from the castle over to the playhouse. She is... I apologize for her demeanor, but she is just ill. She's lack of sleep is really beginning to wear on her. I can tell she's becoming very irritable, very snappy, and I apologize if she takes it out on you. Fortunately, our sleeping potion remedy has been helping, and she's been able to at least sleep, but she says that she still is troubled by her dreams.
now, out of game, as a cleric, I know some stuff about how somebody would be able to enter a mind.
Right.
But can I determine any way that
Give
this might
me-
be happening?
Give me a wisdom check, please. Roll a 20-sided and compare to your wisdom.
And while he's doing that, I'd like to have a runner go to the alchemist and find out if that antidote has come along any further.
Okay. I forget, what did we say that was
11. So yeah, well with
So you know that while there are spells and stuff that can enter people's minds and things.
don't they have to have like some type of connection to her?
Yes, which is the concern, because that means that it's quite possible that it's not a spell, but you have heard of demonic creatures that have been able to do this as well.
Ah.
They enter people's dreams and basically turn their dreams to nightmares, slowly siphoning off their spell, or slowly siphoning off their lives until the person literally dies from exhaustion.
With a circle of protection from evil around her sleeping.
Possibly.
Would that prevent?
Maybe.
I'll ask the high priest if he can do that.
Okay. So what do you want to do in the meantime?
I'm gonna go to his library.
Mhm.
Look up things that might relate to demons, specifically snake god demon type thing.
Oh, I thought we were gonna, thought we were gonna talk to them first too.
Oh yeah, we got to do that. Okay.
Yep.
So let's do that first. See if he'll have time to have a reception with us.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be very long.
Just want to advise him what we found out and
Yep.
what we think.
I'm just so you know, I'm kind of double checking on seeing what you're asking of these spells on what they would protect against, so at least the priest will be able to tell you what it's.
Somebody's got to move Zag.
From evil should work.
Yep. Okay. All right. So as you go to do your research, and who are you sending off, or did you say you're going off to the alchemist, Varus?
I was going to see if I could send a runner.
Okay. So the runner goes. He'll be back in about an hour. In the meantime, you're going to research where, Declan?
I was gonna if after we meet with the prince, if he's got time, then I was gonna research in the Morden temple.
Okay.
His-
Okay. Unfortunately, the prince is unavailable to see you, but he will make time for you after tonight's affair.
All right.
That's fine. It can wait. It's not.
We-
Okay.
We could
That's
also
fine.
tell Sergeant Battlehead.
Okay.
I don't want to tell Sergeant Battle because I don't trust anyone but the two of them at the moment.
Okay. So you're just gonna wait to tell the prince?
Yeah, I mean, it just concerns, the private affairs of one of his noble friends.
Right.
I don't want that gossip going all over the place.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Okay. So speaking with the priest of Moradin for the chapel, typically any creature that's summoned, devil, the demons and the like, if you put a circle of protection around it, that beast is unable to lay a hand physically upon the creature that what is protected, right? Now I don't know if it would protect from getting into somebody's dreams as you're asking, but for sure for combat or physical touching purposes, the creature wouldn't be able to do so.
Well, so that's on the cleric. Maybe
I
the
wonder if we can get her to wear some new jewelry.
something that protects her mind.
Yeah.
Ask the priest if he knows of any such device that protects the mind from
Oh, no, nothing that I would know of off the top of my head. Perhaps we could have the Mages Guild commission something to protect, but nothing that I personally know of.
Yeah, can you make that happen, or
But I can't tell you how long it's going for them to manufacture such a device. Usually making magical tokens and such is not just we're gonna go snap our fingers and we've got us a magic token that protects my mind.
yeah, who knows what those mages do? I don't know.
I mean,
But for sure I can be asking tonight. We'll be seeing the Meister probably sometime during the show. I'm sure that he typically comes to watch the newer shows at the Outer Stone, so I'm sure that we may be able to see him and ask him, but off the top of my head, nay.
You know what this almost sounds like? It sounds like psionic.
Yeah.
Yeah, mind stuff. That's all that googly moogly stuff.
I mean, yeah. It's some mind magic
Maybe.
and stuff.
All right. How much longer do we got till
So
Let's see.
it's about 3:00 now. If you actually, for anybody that's on Forge, if you actually look, I got the clock running, so it tells you what time of day it is right now. Trying to keep it up to date with where you guys are and what you're doing.
So 50. Let's go get some lunch.
Yeah.
Maybe hit the castle's. Sure, they've got some type of.
I'm sure they do.
Okay. So
So,
you guys go and spend the next hour or two getting yourselves something to eat, relaxing. But it's finally time to begin getting ready to go to tonight's event, escorting the princess over to the Earthstone in order to watch the new play that they created specifically in her honor. It's entitled Out of the Hateful Wars. Apparently it is a tale discussing how Keeland and surrounding territories came to the aid of the dwarves and the gnomes during the Hateful Wars in order to help drive back the evil of the humanoids that were festering in the caves and caverns of the mountains surrounding the land. And so I guess it's some sort of an honorary thing to actually, well, not so much Keeland and whatnot helping, but all of the surrounding communities in these regions coming together to drive the humanoids out. And in particular, apparently its intent is to show how worthy the dwarf nation is for the help, right? But they're, like I said, it's basically just to it was written in her honor to be a big historical thing. Again, playing on their sympathy of what the plight of the dwarven people has been and why they need this aid. But you guys begin to make ready. You see bits and pieces of the princess flash by as she's getting dressed. Alyssa tending to her to and fro. There's a couple other handmaidens in there that are sort of helping. But you hear every once in a while the princess will just let out a scream and slap something out of one of the girl's hands, telling her that she's a stupid girl and she has no idea what she's doing and why does she even bother? She'll have to do it herself. Alyssa tries to keep her calm and she manages to get her calm every so often, but you can see that the Princess Alyssa's face, she just has this sort of snarl, like she's becoming a real bitch to everybody around, and so it takes a little bit longer for her to get ready, but it is roughly 6:30 before everything is done, and she comes out and blows right past you guys as if you're not even there. Alyssa trailing after her, trying to keep up with her, and she sort of whispers she's sorry to you guys as she goes past. As the princess stops. What? We have places to go. What do you want, pointy ears?
I'm going to show you myself. You say that one more goddamn time.
Okay.
You're tricked.
You want to die? You want to die, princess?
Well, that is a stupid question. That is your job to keep me alive. Of course I don't want to die.
We can't keep you alive if you ignore us.
I'm not ignoring you. It is not my place to stop and wait for you. It's your place to stop and wait for me. So if you're ready to go, let's go.
Whatever, princess.
Yeah.
I show you this wall and just kill her and be done with it.
Okay. Turn invisible and say, I don't know who stabbed her. I don't know what the heck happened.
I don't know.
She fell backwards on my sword 6 times. As you guys head down to the carriage, you see that Prince Corrin is sort of walking down the foyer, headed toward the front of the castle where the carriage awaits. The princess sort of walks past him, your lordship, and just sort of snippety goes on after as Alyssa follows. And the prince sort of stops and looks back to you guys and raises an eyebrow like, the hell was that?
Just shake her head, and she's in a bad mood.
She won't even listen to us, sir. So.
Well,
it's
I know how young girls can be, but you boys, you do what you can do. You just keep her safe for her own good.
Alright.
If she continues this way, if she ever inherits the throne, she may cause this kingdom to be in constant wars.
Well, fortunately for that, she has an older brother that will be taking over that one for sure. But we get your meaning. I appreciate everything you have done thus far. Sergeant Battlehead has told me quite a bit about your endeavors and your escapades with the princess. So, we will speak after this event tonight, once the princess has been put to bed.
We did find out the identity.
You did. This is good. Good. Keep this to yourselves. We're not wanting to be spreading things around. So
exactly.
It's bad enough that a body was found at the Durgan Manor. It's even worse if the rumors are true and it was a young girl. So we will discuss it afterwards. As he leaves you to follow as you guys all gather up into the wagon and the entourage and make your way to the Earthstone Amphitheater. Or the Earthstone Theater, I should say.
So where do we want to put everybody? Let's put Ronnie in the main foyer.
Okay.
Since he bugged out for the night.
Okay.
So let's put him there.
Oh, he's out for the night?
Yeah, he left a note in this one.
Gotcha.
And so let's put him in the foyer with some of the security. And then let's put some more security on the other exits and entrances. And then the three of us up in the private hall. Like one by the entrance and two of us, either one inside the area with them and one outside. Something like that.
At the private viewing box?
At first, she started to remind me of the girl in Conan the Barbarian 2. Now she's turning more into the girl in Conan the Barbarian 1.
Yes! Throw her in the fire! All right. Crom. So, you guys make your way to the event for this evening. It is a gala affair again. The amphitheater, or the theater itself, is well lit. There's bright lights shining everywhere out of all the windows, and the doors are open. You see ticket takers at the entry with roped off, cordoned off, where people are sort of funneled into where their tickets are taken, and they're allowed inside to find their seats. The prince goes in one of the side doors along with the princess, so they don't go through the big throng. So they got a little bit less of a hassle to get to their seats. But they come inside, hit one of the flights of stairs to go up to the balcony level, and then make their way to their skybox, looking down upon the stage. Outside the prince and the princess's balcony viewing box are two guards, and as well as you guys station yourselves around the building as you see fit. And that's where we're going to take a break. Appreciate everybody that's been hanging out with us. What's that?
Royal taster.
What?
The person who tastes their food before they eat it.
Yeah. What about it? Sorry, I must have missed something. Oh, you're going to be the royal taster?
No, I'm asking if she has one.
Oh, no, not that you're aware of.
I don't think there's any food.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. Well, I mean, they do. They have food, but just not a lot. But I appreciate everybody that's been hanging out with us. I know it's been kind of slow going. This adventure that these guys are on is a little murder mystery and less real. It's a little more role play type stuff and a lot less combat, because recently the past couple of adventures we've been on have been really, really heavy combat. I mean, it's literally been like boom, 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 one after the other. And I felt maybe the party could do with a little bit of a curveball, a little shift to the side, a little bit of a break where they're not having to roll dice every 30 seconds and stuff, and it's a little more investigative and a little more, like I said, role play sort of intense. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Everybody that just got here, that's been out here, I appreciate it. Don't forget, if you have not already, to turn in your tokens to allow our party a nat 1 or a nat 20, or if you want to give it to your DM, because, you know, DM's a good guy too. But like I said, I am going to move us over to the to our break, and we are going to listen to the smooth sounds of Monkey Boogers. If you guys haven't been over to Monkey's channel, man, it is really kind of nice. It's a great channel. He's got some good tunes over there, and all of these tunes that he wrote here are specifically for this group, or this channel, I should say. He created some songs, or maybe not specifically for this channel, but he put them out there. He put it together for us. But like I said, we'll be back in about 15 minutes or so. I think the timer is going somewhere. We got it going? Yeah, so we'll be back in about 15 minutes. I hope you guys will stay with us as our party is sort of trying to figure out what is going on. Hopefully, all will go well during tonight's new show presented just for the princess, but I guess you're just going to have to come back and find out. We'll see you in a few minutes. I'll be back in a minute, guys.
All right.
And we are back. Hopefully. Let's see if what do we got for our music? Yeah, okay. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I do apologize. I'm running a minute late coming back. I had a last second had to go put the bird to sleep because he was being a little bit ornery. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
What kind of bird?
I got a cockatiel. And once again, hang on. Once again, gosh darn it. What is going on with my camera? It's like suddenly...
They're not there.
I know. I don't know what happened. So let me see if I can go fix it. 'Cause that's just how I roll. Yeah, let's see. DM cam. Let's go back here and see that work. And now let's go back to... Yeah, it's weird because when it's supposed to be on NVIDIA, but I'll just put it on Elgato. Just weird, man. I don't get it. So let me get out of studio mode, and I'm back. Look at there, happy little me. And I even changed my hat because my wife said, "You look stupid wearing that hat." I'm like, "No, I don't." Oh, cool. Got my Steelers hat on, but I'll put my Flash one on. But our party, for those that just got here, if you just got here, our party has been investigating issues twofold in our city of Gryrax, the port city of the Principality of Ulek, where the seat of power currently is under the guise of Prince Corand. Our princess is Princess Jessa is visiting from the Kingdom of Keoland on an emissary mission. She was invited, or the Kingdom of Keoland was invited, in order to sort of hold court with the Prince of the Dwarves, in order to sort of get their kingdoms working in alliance, because Keoland has a great navy, and of course the Principality of Ulek, being primarily dwarves, does not. But they could use the navy to help them secure borders against the incursions of the humanoids coming from the Pomarge off to the east. And so Princess Jessa Scotti has agreed to visit, and she's holding this sort of a tour of the city, if you will, over the past few days. But she was attacked, and ever since the attack, she has been having bad dreams and nightmares, and she can't sleep, and she's slowly but surely turning into a little princess, for lack of a better term. And so our party is investigating what's going on with that, as well as there have been some murders throughout the city, and the bodies have had their hearts removed and their skin completely removed. And in fact, at a party just yesterday that the princess was at, another body was found. Come to find out, it was a young woman by the name of Cecily that worked for Lady Dennison out of a brothel. And apparently Cecily was a favored lady of one Emerald Durgan, who is the lord of the Durgan Mine Corporation. And so he and the prince are like this, like really tight. And so the party has been sort of, what do we do? Do we tell the prince that Emerald has been seeing this hooker on the side? Because Emerald is an upstanding family man, but everybody has their vices. And so now the party is trying to figure out what to do with that. But in the meantime, they are still acting as bodyguards for the princess. And now the princess is here tonight at the oh my gosh, the Hearthstone? No, not the Hearthstone. Oh, let me find it. I can always, it's like, where are we? Yes. Oh yeah, the Earthstone. I want to say Hearthstone, the Earthstone Playhouse. As they are, or the princess is going to be entertained. Everybody's going to be entertained, but this play was written specifically for the princess. And it's basically a throwback to the Hateful Wars, back when the dwarves and the gnomes and the elves and the humans all got together and threw off the yoke of the evil humanoids in the mountains. And so now the party is here to enjoy the party, for lack of a better term. As you guys begin watching this play, I need everybody to give me a D20. Give me an intelligence check, please, everybody.
I hate intelligence.
I know, because you don't have a lot of intelligence. I know.
I failed.
All right, Varus with the 5. Sad Kill with the 8. Let me see if I can do these guys. Varus with a 10. Let me do old Ronnie here. Ronnie's gotta make it. Oh, Ronnie gets in just under the wire. As he makes it, and last but not least, Lyrian. Lyrian better make it. He's got pretty good intelligence here. As he makes it with an 11. You guys watch. And as you're sort of looking, because, let's see, Zadkiel rolled an 8 out of 10. Varus, what is your intelligence? Your intelligence. So you got 5 under. Varus, he got 2 under. So Varus, you notice that in the middle of the crowd, there is an individual sitting. Looks like a typical normal human person with, you know, brown hair, sort of unkempt. They have commoners' clothes on, so they're looking like they're one of the commoners that came in, but you can just barely see up the base of his neck. He's got some kind of a tattoo.
Okay. I will, notify one of my companions.
Okay.
I see someone suspicious in the crowd and point in his direction and say, I'm going to turn invisible and I'll pay a visit.
So it's almost impossible for you to get to this individual because of how the seating is, right? There's rows of seating, right? So there's about 30 rows from the first row to the back row in the central section.
Mm-hmm.
He is probably at row 20 or so, and he's about 7 or 8 people in. Doesn't really, can't really. What's that?
Alright, so he's no threat to the princess then. Because
Definitely doesn't look to be a threat to the princess, but you can see every so often he kind of looks up. He looks up to see toward the prince and princess's box.
Yeah, so there may be. I point him out to have some others look around to see if there's any others nearby, like up by the princess.
Okay. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep. There's.
I'll keep an eye on him too.
Right. You don't see anybody. Well, there's definitely nobody by the princess's box because the prince and the princess box is isolated. Right. You would have to go down that hallway and come in through one of the doors to get into the back of where they're seating at. From upstairs, nobody seems to notice any other anybody else that maybe be just like this person.
Is there any other boxes that are directly across or within, like, missile range?
He is within missile range of where the prince and princess are. If he had some kind of a missile or something like that, he would be able to.
He doesn't look like. Well, I wouldn't know. But
I'd be a spellcaster.
That one guy that we saw in the alley. Last game session, we passed an alley and we saw a guy. We actually saw him. We saw his mask and all that. Needs basic height. Anything similar?
Well, I mean, human. You know, you're not really sure because the other guy outside had the hood on. This guy just doesn't. But he looks very suspicious to Varus. And as you are looking him over, put a spell on me, baby.
No, on the princess.
Yeah. let
Protection
me
spells are.
see. I don't really want to do that one, but I am going to, just because, let's do this one. No, actually, no, let's do this one. I am going to, just for these purposes, just because I needed some place to have a map that I could do. As you guys are looking down,
Should look a theater map, man.
yeah, I know. I wasn't thinking about it because, to be honest with you, I wasn't gonna have anything here, but it's been kind of slow tonight, so I decided we do a random encounter in here.
Now you're gonna make me draw my blades.
I'm gonna make you draw your blades. All right, so let me get my guy. Where is he? There he is. Right here. And I don't think I have one of the princess. Let me look and see if I have one. I don't think I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Jeeves. Jeeves is up here. That is the princess up right there's the princess. So as you look, Varys, you see this individual, whoever it is.
Yeah. Well, I'm pointing him out to.
Yep. And as you guys sort of, just as you're pointing him out and everybody starts to kind of turn and look, you see that he slides some kind of a tubular item coming up out of his.
Yep. Interfere.
All right.
I'm gonna. So when he points him out, do I see him now?
Hang on just a second. I need to. Yes, when he points him out, you guys definitely saw him.
Okay.
But I need everybody to tell me your actions as we move into combat. This should be a pretty
Perhaps
quick.
we should look the other way.
This should.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're tired of her too, dude. Just take her. Yeah.
I will be casting a spell.
All right.
Where exactly is he again?
He is.
He's in the common seating.
He's in the
area.
common seating there. You guys are effectively at the top of the stairs looking down into the crowd, and he's like sitting right in the middle of the crowd. The stage is down here where Ronnie's at. Oops. Stage is down here where Ronnie's at. Yeah, the princess is up there where Jeeves. That's the princess. That's Jeeves. That's the princess. But yeah, so I just want everybody to know kind of where you're at. And as we said, let's go into our. Where is it? Why is it not? Why don't I have this? Oh, that's why I didn't copy it because I'm an idiot. All right, so for actions, I am just going to let you guys handle it. So I am not going to worry about Ronnie or the other ones. So Deglin, your spell.
Yep.
Varys.
I turn invisible and try to do some acrobatics.
I was going to say acrobatics.
On the fuse.
Gotcha.
But when I get close enough, I can either throw or stab him with a blade.
All right, just so you're aware, if you want to do some acrobatic stuff, it'll be a dexterity check.
Well, that's why I have these
Yep.
gloves and dexterity and all.
Yepper. All right, Zadkiel, actions.
I think I'm gonna. Is that him right there?
That is him right there in the center. Yep.
I'm going to casually walk really fast and go, "Excuse me, pardon me, restroom. Excuse me, pardon me." And I'm trying not to alert people. And
Yep.
I'm going to subdue him.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna try to subdue him.
All right. All right, so let us begin combat. As the party gains the initiative, Varys, you are up.
Alright. How you want me to do this?
Yeah, give me a... Well, what is... there's no real skill check that a thief has other than climb walls. So I'm just going to say, give me a successful dexterity check in order to do your acrobatic maneuver. Damn it. I thought you were going to have that 20. I was going to laugh. As you trip and fall.
Days, so
Yep, the 20 would have been funny. All right, all right. So you can move half your speed, but that does give you plenty of enough where you can acrobatic run across the tops of the seats, getting over to the individual successfully, and you can attack if you want with a +2 charge bonus.
Well, I was doing it invisible so I can get him full on.
Okay, well, you still get a +2. You still get a +2.
Yeah, okay. So that'd be... Good Lord, all right, math. It is 3 plus 4 plus 2 more, so it's 6. Plus 3 is 9. Plus 9. It's a hit. No. Come on.
15 hits armor class. What?
No idea what his DC is.
Oh, well, his armor class is 5.
Yeah, that should probably hit.
You're 9th level. Yeah, you need an 11 or better to hit.
That's times 4 with the max dam. Jeez.
$19 as you leap and you take your blade and you shove it right through his chest. It goes through his chest as you appear. Screams around you everywhere erupt as your blade pierces through his chest, pinning him into his seat. And he sort of screeches out in this sort of like a gurgling sound as the blood spurts out of his mouth as he collapses back into his seat. And I was going to say he drops his spyglass, but he doesn't. He drops what looks to be some kind of a blowgun of some kind. And he's like, he gurgles as he dies, and the blade of the elf, as he sort
Security measure. Calm down. It's okay.
As everybody around you screams, it interrupts the play as people scream, and the shouts and cries come, and you hear soldiers come charging down the aisleways, coming to your row as they look, and you see that you have this blood on you. People are literally scrambling out of their seats to try to get out of the way, as lights begin to come on the inside as they reignite the continual lights. As they don't reignite them, they uncover the continual lights as it begins to illuminate the place as the play comes to a dead halt. Soldiers come around and they look, and they're all pointing their spears toward you. Drop your weapon! And the prince yells down, "Halt! He is my man!" And of course they look and they stop. "Yes, sir!" And a couple of the soldiers begin coming over to you, and you see that this individual has died with his eyes open. He has a smile on his face. You see that his tongue is sort of half hanging out. It looks like somebody took something very sharp and cut his tongue down the middle to make it forked.
Yeah.
And on his neck, you can see the tattoo continues down his back in the same vein as the cultists that you guys.
Yeah.
Anybody else moving that would be suspicious looking?
Not well. Everybody's moving. So, but
Well,
nobody.
Suspicious actions. Like you're
Give
pulling
me
stuff out of
a.
their jacket.
Go ahead and give me a. Just give me a search check, like a D6 search check.
And I'm gonna like use a piece of cloth and grab the blowgun.
Okay.
And I tell the guards to secure the theater.
Okay.
There might be more.
Yeah, you don't see or notice anything other than chaos as people are pushing and stumbling over one another, screaming and crying as they're trying to escape. The guards are trying to keep order, but a panic has set in as people begin charging out of the theater, crying, "Murderers, murderers, they're killing them all." And they all go charging out. But yeah, unfortunately, because of the ruckus and everything and the uproar that has been caused, Deglin, you are not able to see anybody or anything that might weigh suspicion on.
Oh, well. I didn't have any way to do it nicely, so.
Yeah.
No sleep spell, no.
Yeah. No slicing off his arm instead of, stabbing in the chest, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, I should have.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't
It's
want
okay.
to accidentally hit him.
There you go. There you go. It's him or everybody around him, right? Could have fumbled, could have stabbed some important person in the ear. Next thing you know, you're in jail, and then this adventure takes a sideways shift, and yeah.
This way he can't try and get away.
Yep. Back.
Oh, well. It's what it is. Poor night.
Yeah.
I protected the princess. That's what I was hired to do.
Well, you managed to only interrupt the last probably hour of the play. It's a 4-hour play, so you
they could
only got the last.
Try to continue it.
Yeah, now too late. People have
It'll wipe
run.
up.
People have run.
Little finger.
A little bleach, just put a cloth over it and you'll never see it. Get a seamstress in here to sew up the seat.
Let them blow down and any other evidence.
So you find that
I want to speak with the dead.
Yep. He had 4 blowgun darts and a small vial.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yep, a small vial. And you see that each of the darts appears to have a bit of the liquid already upon it.
Yeah, well now we have the vial. It probably has some more in it. So
yeah,
give it to that poison alchemist dude.
Right. Okay. All right. So when all is said and done, the body has been taken away to the clerics for hopefully a speak with dead or something similar in order to see who or what this creature was or this guy was. But you guys have praise heaped upon you by the soldiers, not so much from the director. Murden Threnhark is not real happy that you guys interrupted his play, and it's not so much you interrupted his play is that you caused massive panic and chaos, and everybody ran out, and nobody got to see the fantastic conclusion to their play that they have been spending weeks on perfecting just for the princess. So he wishes you a good evening, but get out. You can leave anytime you wish.
Leave when I'm done. Investigating.
Yeah. All right. So anything else you guys want to investigate here, or what do we want to do?
not here. Maybe talk with the ticket taker and see if this guy gave any indications of what he might be doing. Anything?
Okay. The young fellow is a human boy, sandy blonde hair, goes by the name of Jacob. He sort of looks, sir, we had hundreds of folks coming through. I don't recall him specifically, but no one out of the ordinary came through. Just folks presented us their tickets, and away they went. So I cannot say for sure that I saw him specifically, or that I even took his ticket. But if I did, then certainly nothing out of the ordinary raised my suspicion.
Are these tickets? Are these tickets labeled in any way, like,
Probably not.
They're just that's a generic ticket that has a number on it, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever the case may be, and it's for a specific it's for a specific night and whatnot. So, hey, thanks, Troy. Appreciate that, brother. Cannibal is here to check out this really cool map that Cannibal did for us, because he's like really into himself like that. He wants to come see this work that he did and what he made happen. But I'm telling you, man, I love these maps, dude. I cannot say it's real pretty.
Did you tell him about that spot we found last time?
Which one?
The one that was missing.
Oh, well, actually, that's not his fault, though.
Oh, is it?
No, it is
okay.
not his fault. It's because I failed to label that one spot because
okay.
I failed to label it when I gave it to him. So I have the PSDs, and if I ever get the software to use them, then I'll make one of these little symbols and I'll mark it where it's supposed to be. But that's okay. No, that was totally me. Yep.
Okay.
And it really doesn't matter, right? It's for this adventure. It's this adventure only. But
I'm just poking at you.
Yeah. It's all good. So I appreciate it, Troy, man. That's awesome, man. Glad you were able to stop by.
Beautiful map.
Yeah, dude, man, it's incredible. My next one's gonna be Westburn. I'll have to give him to do Westburn for me.
I need maps done.
I can say now. I'm sorry. What's that?
I need maps done for my Grey Hunt campaign.
Yeah. Hey, man. They're not really that expensive either. I was really, really surprised at how much they are to do. So, and the guy does great work. So, yep. Too late now. Your feelings are hurt. Well, they should be. They should be. But it makes up the fact that you came and resubscribed, dude. I appreciate it. It makes up for it. So, every little bit helps, man. Every little bit helps. Anyway, and by the way, we've only had 0.1% frame drops since the shit show earlier, so I guess resetting the router works. But
stop saying things.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. I just kind of jinxed it. But the investigation goes through. You guys don't really find anything. All the people you talk to, nobody really has any more information that they can give you. This guy was just one of the faces in a crowd. He came in, and it's not like they have blowgun detectors that would go off as you walk through, so they had no idea. But although the director is rather upset that you guys ruined the evening for the rest of the crowd, the staff is very thankful that you were able to deter to deter anything that could have happened to the prince or the princess or even anybody else, right? Who knows? Maybe he was targeting somebody else in the place. Who knows? But you guys stopped that. So
I can always ask him, how would you think his reputation would have been if somebody would have actually died because of
yeah. You can go anytime now, boys. I appreciate it. I understand what you did, but it doesn't make it any better for me that we worked hard. These fine actors and actresses worked hard in order to perform this, and now they are not be able to show off their skills, but I do appreciate
keep your business from not being permanently
I
closed.
do appreciate the situation that you were in and the decision that you made. Although I suppose a whack to his head probably could have done almost as good as stabbing him through the heart.
Stabbing him through the heart. Put the notice on all the other would-be assassins. That
Okay.
ain't taking no shit.
Besides, it's no refunds, right?
as he looks, he
it's not
sort of
like you didn't get-
looks and cocks his head, and he's like, I suppose you could look at it like that. All right, man.
Well,
Appreciate it, Troy. We'll see you later, dude. So, after you guys spend perhaps an additional half hour kind of talking through folks, it's getting close to 11 o'clock.
See if
don't have a
anybody.
talk with the fence.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I was gonna say see if anybody knew him or if he had come with him or saw him.
Yeah, it's like I said, nobody that you guys have talked to can give you any more information than they've already given. The nondescript fellow, no different than anybody else. Nobody even remembers who took his ticket or if they even took a ticket. Maybe he snuck in somehow, but that's probably not the case because they had guards on all the doors. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's go escort them back to the castle and.
They've already gone back. The prince was already being escorted by his his escort.
Well, let's head back and have a chat with him about his about Mr. Jones.
Yeah, his friend.
Yep. All right.
Campaign supporter.
Yep, there you go. That's what you get, man. You're taking money from folks that's irreputable or disreputable, whatever you want to call them. All right.
Might as well do that, and then.
All right. So you guys make it back to the castle, and you're escorted to the private greeting chambers. Now, there's a main chamber, the hall, where the prince will meet like dignitaries and official business and whatnot. But you guys are led into a smaller antechamber where the prince and his advisors are there. In addition to the prince, you see the court mage is there. The individual that I indicated before, which for those that weren't here previously to see this said individual, it would be this fellow. Although his eyes don't look like that right now, but that's what he looks like as the court mage. So you guys can see Winnower Sage is his name. Old fellow, balding, long white beard, very pale blue eyes, and those are his eyes when he starts casting his spells and stuff. But you guys meet him. Sergeant Battlehead is there as well, as well as a couple other individuals that you don't know, but are apparently advisors or at least friends to the prince. As he invites you all to sit.
We'd like to talk to him privately.
Or at least let me whisper in your ear something that we don't think you would want everybody else to.
He dismisses everybody, but Sage stays. The rest can go. As everybody else gives their half-hearted, okay, thanks, throw us under the bus. As they depart, kind of looking back over their shoulders, wondering who you are and why you get to see the prince without them. Goes, okay, okay, then tell me, boys.
Because I'm
What
the
is this?
badass that I am.
So, where is your investigation led you?
The young lady that was found at Mr. Jurgen's party
Aye.
was apparently his mistress.
He looks, he kind of cocks his head, he goes,
Lady,
is that so?
Dennison's women.
Lady Dennison. So,
Yeah.
Emerald's got his feet tangled up in the wisps of that one, eh? I knew that I had a suspicion that he had a extracurricular lady friend, but sure would have never thought it would be Lady Denison's girls. A human girl at that.
Yep.
Or was we sure she wasn't dwarf?
No,
Her name was what was her name? Sissa or something
Cecily.
like that?
Cecily, yeah.
Hmm. So, I'm quite certain that were word of this indiscretion to get out, that the Mrs. Durgan wouldn't be too happy, nor would his daughter for that matter. Emerald and I go back a long ways. Do you think? Are we sure that there was no foul play on his part?
We're not sure.
We're not sure, which is why we came to you.
It seems unlikely.
It seems unlikely because it
Why
looks
so?
like the body was planted.
But why would you say that it's unlikely?
Because this was his personal consort. He had a relationship with.
Yes, and he.
You're not thinking that maybe she was gonna tell his missus, and he saw fit to tell her
Not in this
no?
manner.
Well, why would he kill her and then plant her on his property?
That's true. So
It's a little odd.
So how would somebody know that he was seeing her to know to plant the body there? Some kind of warning? Perhaps somebody knew? Perhaps he knows somebody knew?
Yeah, that's
a big
possibility.
He's a big man in town. He probably has dealings with everybody.
This seems personal, doesn't it, though?
It does seem very personal. It may be a way to try to distract from the princess's visit as well.
I think you should have a talk with Emerald at his offices. Then I'll go to his home. Going to his offices would probably be more likely for an investigative inquisitor of some type, or an official inquisitor wouldn't go to his home. It would make it seem unseemly to visit a man of his stature. But if you go to their offices, I'm thinking maybe you talk to him there. Let him know the truth of it. See what he has to say. If he denies everything, then perhaps he and I can have a conversation and see if he changes his story.
All right, we'll do that.
All right. Yep.
You have done good work. You have earned my appreciation, gentlemen. As he sort of excuses you guys to go about the rest of your business.
No, and then head out.
Okay.
Is the princess in bed for now, then?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were also going to talk to that wizard and see if... Oh, I guess...
Well, if the sage is, or whomever is interested in doing that in circle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Before she goes to sleep.
Oh, did you want to bring that up with him?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I wanted to ask the mage what he thought about this, and had he been apprised of her dream situation.
I have, in fact, been yeah, as well. I'm just saying. So I'm assuming since you wanted to talk to him that you would bring this up, right? So we don't have to bounce yet, right? So.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yes, I have spoken with the princess about her unseemly dreams and nightmares, and I have been attempting to do some research to determine the nature and the cause would have this effect on people, and I believe that it is the stress of everything that has been going on, everything that is demanded of a person of the court, and one so young should not be put to such stress. So I believe that once the root of this mystery is solved, that she will once again return to her normal state. I just believe that she is having much much stress put on her, and I don't know if the need is there for us to cast magic circles of protection upon her. I don't understand why you feel that we should be doing that.
The only thing that in my experience and studies has shown that can invade the mind like that is something demonic. So if we're to protect her, we can't protect from external forces like that. At least we don't have the. So I was hoping that you might have some.
Yes. To answer shortly, I have an incantation that perhaps we can cast that would provide physical protection of the princess so that no evil being might come in contact with her fair skin. Right. This is able to be done for you if you so desire.
Well, it's actually not for us. You're going to have to convince the princess that
Okay. All right. So, I should like for everybody to give me a charisma check, please.
It's my second lowest.
I would like to use my +1 as a -1.
Okay.
And succeed on a 9.
Okay. So, after an hour of arguing with the princess,
of course,
you finally managed to convince her to allow the court mage to cast a protection from evil circle around her while she sleeps. And so shall it be written, so shall it be done. And he casts the spell, and woof, you guys see that he has this, he takes this chalk lines and he begins doing all these chalk lines and whatnot around it. And casts the spell of protection upon her. And Alyssa is beside herself. I surely hope this works.
Well, we still have.
She's getting worse. Trust me, she's getting worse.
Yeah. Is there still the protection spell on the window?
I don't think so. No, those spells only
last until daybreak.
Yeah, well, they only last for a couple hours. Was it alarm? Is that the spell that was? I forget what spell it was.
The druid put it on there. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, let me see.
I don't remember either.
Let me double check. Let me look at Ronnie's spells and see. Of course, he doesn't have any of his spells on here. He's only got it on his character sheet. Let me look on his character sheet, even though I don't have a. Never mind. I'm not even gonna look because I don't have the latest of his character sheet either. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I can look though. Actually, let me go. AD&D 1E spells. Let me go here. Druids.
There was some type of watcher spell.
Looking. So he can cast 4th level spells, right?
Yeah.
He might have gotten the spell from UA.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Because it doesn't look anything here. He's got like detect snares and stuff, but he doesn't have anything about setting anything like that. So control temperature, dispel. Yeah, there's nothing in there that.
Well, if we can't find that, then maybe have the cleric put a wyvern watch on the window.
Okay.
That'll last.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, he can do that. I'll assume that he has that spell because I'm a pro player DM like that.
Awesome.
So they cast it, and you guys are able to return to the Double Rose.
Yep.
To try to spend the rest of your night.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What do we wish to do? So you, before you go, you are informed that tomorrow evening the princess has a dinner with the Kingdom of Keeland emissary or embassy. So just so you are aware, that's her big thing tomorrow. If she's not sure if she wants to do anything during the day, but other than that, she wants to and that's over at G3, by the way. That is right here.
Is this just a private dinner?
It's a private dinner with the princess, the embassy, and Alyssa is not sure if Prince Corrin is going, but Jessa wanted to make it a point that she had a dinner with the emissary from her homeland. So that was one of her big to-dos, and that was when they were able to squeeze her in, is tomorrow.
Well, yeah, we definitely should go first. But then the escort will not be as huge.
Correct.
And we don't have to worry about 800 unknown people.
Correct.
So we can double check people and, set precautions and stuff. So it's more likely in public events that we'll have assassins try and.
Right.
Well, I doubt they're going to try to attack the castle. You never know. That's why.
Well, that's why in public events like the play are the main threats. Because anybody can be there.
Do you think it might be worthwhile to visit the Thieves Guild again?
I mean,
I'll go with you if you want.
Just so you're aware, it is midnight right now.
Yeah, I'm not going at night because I get some rest. But
well, maybe if she decided to stay home tomorrow, maybe that would.
Yeah, it depends on what the crazy princess does. So, I definitely want to go talk to the alchemist guy, though.
Okay.
Since we have a vial and 4 tip darts now.
Yeah,
right.
And we still got to talk to Mr. Erland. What was it?
Emerald Durgan.
Emerald.
Yeah, Durgan. We should go visit. Since that's going to be in the evening, let's visit the alchemist in Mr. Durgan's office.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. All right. So, let me go turn this off. Fortunately, today, the rain has stopped.
Great. That means you'll want to go out.
We can only hope. So if anybody is down, go ahead and give yourself 1 hit point back as your spells are all back up, even though I don't think anybody cast anything. In the morning, you see that the sun has broken. It is a partly cloudy day. It's a nice day. I mean, it's not like it's not really hot, not like really super cold. Temperatures are probably in the mid 50s or so, so it's cool, but it's not like cold, right? So it's a nice day. Smell of fresh rain on the earth and the dirt as you guys wake up and have your breakfast, and by 8 o'clock you are ready to roll. Where are we going to first?
Did you want to hit the alchemist really fast and then from there go?
Yes.
Okay. So just so you are aware,
we're taking the horses, by the way.
Yes.
Look at you, smarty pantses.
Yeah.
So you are going to. I'm looking for something here really quick first. Where did I put it? I had it on the map somewhere. There it is, G6. So right here is the Durgan Mining Company, just so you guys are aware. G6. You can see it on the map. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then where was the alchemist? He was up in slums.
The alchemist is... you're going to ask me all these hard voices here. I just forget the number. I know about where it's at. Ravenshawk Apothecary C3 is right here.
Yeah.
Ravenshawk. Yep. So you guys grab your steeds and you move yourself across town going to Ravenshawk. The store is open when you get there. Probably about a 15-minute ride through town. Stepping inside, once again, the very earthy smell of herbs and whatnot sort of wafts in your nostrils, the fungus and stuff that's growing in this place. You can almost swear that you're back in the Amidio jungle, back in the confines of the temple, beneath the ground, as you step in and you hear the of the jungle animals all around you. Gives you flashbacks. The old man sort of comes out from around. You can see he's got his an apron on, his thinning and balding hair, his hunched over body. He sort of looks at you. He goes, "I know you, elf. What have you come for?"
The poison on...
Yes. Oh, unable to make, don't have enough to make an antidote, but I'm telling you,
well,
it is.
You will now, and I hand him one of the poison tip darts.
He looks as he looks at it, he goes, "Ooh, where did you get this? It's a very good specimen. This will do nicely. This will do nicely."
Killed the assassin last night.
Another assassin. Oh, this. So you're wanting an antidote for this. I can get you this by tomorrow. 150 gold. As I said, I can make this antidote for. I don't know how much of an antidote. Maybe enough one for one dose of antidote.
Okay. I take the vial out and say, make enough.
His eyes kind of go wide. He goes, "Ooh."
This does not leave this room.
Oh, no. Business is business. Of course, business is business. So how much of an antidote are you needing?
I want enough for princess. Oh, let's see, 6 or 7.
Or I will give you a deal. 100 gold pieces per vial of antidote. That's 50 gold off the normal cost.
How many doses do you get out of it?
I can get 10 doses off of this vial.
Give me 1,000 gold.
Yep.
Take it all.
He reaches his hand out, his cracked and gnarled knuckles and stuff sort of grip yours in an awkward fashion because it doesn't seem like he can get his fingers done right, whether due to age or deformity. He's sort of gripping your hand like one of these things, you know.
My fingers are really like that, by the way.
Okay.
I have
Yep.
I have a visual issue.
Yep, a couple of my knuckles will get that way sometimes. It's like I have to actually pull them to pop them, otherwise my fingers will literally be like really weird angles. I'm like, "What are you doing? Stop it!" I have to pop my knuckles to get them. So
yeah, I have 1,000 gold and shake his hand.
Nice. I will see you in the morning.
And I'll just keep the 4 darts.
Okay.
Since I gave him the vial.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. He can make you 10 doses or 10 antidotes for that. So, yep, absolutely. Okay.
All right, let's head down to...
Take 1,000 gold off my...
You know what? We should make a journal.
Do I just use the party?
There's some in the bag of holding. I don't know
much is in there. Because I wrote the stuff in the journal.
In the bag
There
of
it is.
holding here, we've got 1,875 party gold, and there's 10,391 Ronnie's acorn gold.
Yep.
Yep, that's what I'm showing. So
You just want to take it out of that then, Ferris?
Yeah, let's take it out of the bag.
all right, I'll let you update the bag of holding stuff. I won't touch that, so that way we're not not double dipping.
Yeah, I'm updating the treasure journal.
All right,
Okay.
I just took it off.
All right, cool. All right, so it takes you a few minutes as you guys wind your way back through town to get over to G6. Like a G6. Na 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 na. Like
You sunk my battleship.
Yep. As you guys make it back to Durgan Mining Companies. That would be over here, Paladin. Look at the little beep.
There you go.
There you go. Now nobody can see it because the Paladin is standing over the label. Just messing with you, monkey. Arriving at the Durgan Mining Company, you can see it is already abuzz with activity, as primarily dwarves, although there are a few gnomes and humans moving about the place. This large, huge stone structure it dominates the street corner upon which it sits. See if I can find any description that I may have had of it somewhere. This large two-story stone structure is so finely crafted and assembled as to appear to be crafted from a single piece of stone. As you guys go inside, you see that these are the offices of the largest mining operation in the Principality, run by a retired warrior named Emerald Durgan. During the Hateful Wars, Emerald served in the company of Prince Olenstad himself, and to this day the two remain close allies. So close, in fact, that other mining operations seem to lose out on most of the government contracts that get handed out. The mines themselves are under the watchful eye of Emerald's oldest daughter, Cariana Durgan. Something that troubles many of the older traditional dwarves, but because of his closeness with the palace, no one speaks out about it openly. Most days, Emeralds can be found in his large office on the second floor of this building, while his daughter returns to the city a few times a month to report to her father and other prominent stakeholders. The offices themselves appear to have their own contingent of Hethan soldiers who rotate in shifts of about 10 soldiers at any one time. So as you guys sort of enter into these offices, you see they got their own little contingent of securities force that work in this building. But immediately upon arrival, you guys are greeted at a front desk, sort of a situation where a male dwarf sits behind a table looking up. Greetings, gentlemen. Welcome to Durgan Mining. My name is Aslan. What can I do for you today?
We need to have a meeting with Mr. Durgan.
I'm sure pretty much everybody and their butt-sucking mother want to have a meeting with the boss, but not everybody gets it.
By order of the prince. And,
Sure.
Here's his letter.
As he looks at it, he goes, sure. As he leads you guys up to the second floor, knocking on the main office. Stepping in, he speaks in a whisper to somebody on the other side of the door. He'll see you. As he opens the door and lets you guys into the main offices. And behind this large oak desk, sitting by a pair of windows that sort of look out over the city behind him, giving a very good view of the river area and whatnot. It's a really nice view out of his office.
Gentlemen, welcome. I am Emerald Durgan. I seem to recall seeing at least you, Elf. You have a very distinctive face. You were at my party the other night when that unfortunate incident occurred. And his
Lord.
lordship tells me that Yens are working on his behalf. And so,
Yes.
how may I be of service to Yens today?
First,
I nod to goddamn, I forgot your name.
Declan.
Declan.
To like shut the door. So
Yeah, I
like
shut the door and I
so like
see.
all his staff doesn't hear.
Now, he's the
Yeah.
only one in there. He's the only one in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, if you have any listening devices or
Huh?
yeah,
No,
just-
this
I
is
just wanna
not
make-
Twilight 2000.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that we're completely alone.
As he looks around, he goes, I as alone as we can get in the world, I suppose.
We have
Well,
something to speak with you.
Yeah.
It's fairly delicate.
Let me put on this music.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
You guys are dogs.
Dwarf on dwarf action.
oh, God.
Stop. Stop.
So last night, so the other night at your party, an unfortunate incident happened. A body was found in your garden.
I
That body was apparently your mistress.
his face kind of goes ashen, and he sort of
And-
sinks back in his chair. That was Cicely.
Sarissa. Cicely. I want to call it Sarissa.
Are you sure?
We
Tell
are
me
positive.
it cannot
Very
be sure.
positive.
It cannot be sure. She was just a child. She was, even for a human, she was but a child. She was 20 years old. Who would want to kill the poor girl?
We're pretty sure it was a bunch of cultists.
Well, it's probably either to get back at you for something, or to get back at you because you're a friend of the prince.
He just sort of sits and closes his eyes.
Because they definitely want, we've been hired to protect the princess.
Aye, the
And-
prince's
And,
lordship
and
told
in
me.
the end, the lordship, because of association. But
And you're
we'd
sure
like
it was
to
her?
know, who does? I know your mining consortium has the lead here. Who would want to get back at you? What kind of enemies do you have, sir? It might help
Is-
us with this investigation of finding out who wants to disrupt trade,
For a
commerce, and
for a man in my position, you could see that he's like very heavy. You could see the sorrow on his face, almost like he's ready to
Oh,
crack.
yeah.
Like he's ready to crack. He obviously harbored some kind of emotion for this girl.
Mm-hmm.
For a man in my position, such an indiscretion could be detrimental to everything he has. My daughter is precariously in charge of the mining consortium. There are those who would rather see a male dwarf manning the mines, but Kariana is fit for the duty. I thought it was crazy, some psycho, out of his mind priest of some deity wished to have access to some of the area near the mines. I don't know what for, but I told him no, and he said that I would be sorry if I didn't go along with selling him this parcel of land.
We are going to need his.
I don't
we're gonna
know.
need to know the land.
There's a small area of land where
there's certain minerals that we have been exploring that maybe we want to start mining. We're mostly into the precious metals, the golds, the silvers, the occasional vein of platinum we stumble across, but there are certain other minerals that are good for mining, the salt type things and whatnot. But
what is this particular area?
This is what I'm talking. There's like a bunch of limestone caverns and caves, so we was thinking on maybe having some sort of like a quarry, excavating limestone and quartz and other such rocks and minerals, but we haven't really thought much to do it. Cariano is high on expanding into that area, but this is the land that they wanted to buy, so I don't know why they'd want it for the limestone. That it wasn't the mine that they were looking to do. They had something else in mind, but I told them
caverns. There's caverns there.
There's small caves and caverns and whatnot that for limestone. The river runs up into the softer rock, and it over the aeons it's kind of hollowed out certain caves and caverns and whatnot. Nothing special, nothing living there. We check every so often to ensure that there's no beasties taking up hold there, right? But I cannot believe they would kill a girl just to spite me for not selling them a piss poor piece of land.
Was she there that night at the dinner? Was she like hidden away or anything?
No, I had told her that if I got an opportunity, I would come see her before the party. But I did not get a chance. So I haven't seen her for 3 days. That's the last I saw.
Go to see her at the...
I find ways to, and Lady Dennison and I have an agreement where she has certain entries and exits for more discreet clients, such as myself. So
but it was always that Lady Dennison's.
I've never outside her nor and I think that and he's like almost in tears. I think that she could have been something with her life should she have gotten out of that line of business, but it is because of me and this poor girl is dead.
Well, is there any way to track, like, did this guy submit an anonymous bid, or how did you find out that?
No, he just same as plain as day as you. Walked in, made an appointment, came in, sat down. Strange looking fella, bald. His eye he had like a big scar down his cheek, or cloaks. Just spoke funny, almost with a lisp, like a.
Like maybe he had a forked tongue.
Oh, that I did not see. I do not make it a habit of looking in people's mouths to look at their tongues, but no. Perhaps, but it was bald. That I do remember that, and he had a pockmarked face, like his face had been punched with a bunch of pokes or sticks when he was a child or something. I.e., somebody that had really bad acne that like picked their acne and stuff. Yeah, their face very pockmarked. But I recall that big scar down his cheek, like somebody tried to carve his face off him.
That's not surprising. I got a feeling I know what that means.
Yeah.
All right, so
do you have a map where this land is?
It's literally if you follow the river just below, probably 5 miles south of the main mine entries. You just take the river, or you could take the road. Either way, it will take you right up there. If you go to the mines and you get to the mines and then you get on the river and turn right back south, it's 5 miles. Easy as can be. I'm not sure how the road is going up, but going down is for sure.
Alright. I would suggest maybe keeping your family a little bit closer or under better guard.
Yes. Definitely would recommend that as well.
If they're willing to sacrifice your escort, then they're willing to get your family.
Liz, I cannot believe that I caused the death of this poor girl.
I don't think it was specifically aimed at you, but I think it's to send a message to the prince and success.
Yeah, it's definitely a statement for sure of some kind. So
Hang on just a second.
mentioned you said these caves are limestone.
Yeah.
Makes me have bad thoughts about that damn jungle.
Just so you know, I just got word from somebody that's interested in taking on our magic user or being a magic user in our group. So.
Are they gonna stick around?
I hope so. We'll find out.
We haven't had one last, 3 months, maybe?
Yeah. Sorry. You know what? I do not begrudge anybody for giving it a shot, and if it's not for them, I don't want them to linger on and just not have fun.
I'm just
Not have fun, because our games are, not for everybody, right? So we have a lot of joking around and playing and stuff, and some other people may want a little more serious and stuff, but yeah, so. All right. So that being said, is this old gentleman? I think I need to be alone for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
We are sincere condolences.
Yes.
Aye.
Our condolences, sir.
Thinking.
Try to have a good night or rest of the day, I guess.
And this will remain confidential.
Yeah.
I very much appreciate your discretion.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that you need from me in support of your cause, you do not hesitate to ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, you guys depart.
Yep.
So it's about 10 o'clock now. It's about time the princess has been getting up.
Yeah, so let's head back to the castle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay! Let's go see how she's doing today, fellers.
Hopefully that protection circle helps.
I want to see, because that could give us a clue.
As you guys come in, you hear screeching and shattering coming from inside.
Not physical.
As you hear you get into the princess's room, you can see that she is out of bed, get dressed. She is haggard. She has like this sort of I don't know, like her hair is like all frizzed out like it's wind blown, and she has this sort of almost a crazed look on her face with a half smile. Deglin, as you look down, you see over in the corner, in the top right-hand corner of her bed, right near the wall on the floor, there's a smudge breaking the circle.
Really?
Yes.
Is Alyssa there?
She is.
Can I check her shoes indiscreetly?
Yeah, give me a go ahead. Go ahead and give me.
Or tell the thief. Maybe that's better.
Give me
look around.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a search check, both of you guys.
Six-sided?
Yeah, 6-sided. All right. Yeah, neither one of you really notice anything out of the ordinary. You can't really see the bottom of her shoe. Doesn't look like there's anything on her shoe. But yeah, you're not really 100% sure. But you do notice that there is a distinctive smudge breaking the circle that was laid down by Winnower.
Really?
Yes.
So, okay. So I'm sure the princess is still screaming and throwing.
She's not that bad now. As you guys get there, she seems to have gone and had her conniption fit is out of her, and she's kind of like, it's like, you burn off that energy and you're like, okay, I'm calm now. Mm-hmm. Seemed to have gained herself a little bit of composure as she goes over and goes into a side room where she's working with the other handmaidens to get dressed. And you can see Alyssa, she looks exasperated. She's like, I don't know what else to do. I've tried the sleeping seemed to be working, and
I want to take Alyssa over to that smudge and say, you know how this happened?
She looks down, she goes, did I do that? Did I do that? Oh my God, did I do that?
know.
Did I do that? And she looks around and she's like, oh no, no. And she's sort of moving around and her feet sort of swipe out more of the circle. And she goes, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. And she like buries her head in your chest. She's driving me crazy. She's driving me crazy. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want to smack her or hug her. I don't know. And she's like hugging on you, trying to.
I look at Declan like, can I talk to you over here without saying anything?
Yeah,
And-
I get the look.
And I like step out of the room.
I gently push her away and say, just hold your horse. Calm down. We're going to try to figure this out.
Okay.
I'll walk out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You'll be okay. And I think she's not
I
really
think she
Alyssa
might be,
anymore.
I
I
think
think
she might
she's
be.
a demon in
Oh.
disguise. Can you use that gem of seeing and check her out indiscreetly?
Yeah.
And
it's
check out
built
the
in-
room as well? See if there's anything invisible.
Yeah,
in this
use the
room.
gem of seeing and see if it,
You realize that Alyssa is actually a male with some sort of a spell making him
Son
look
of
just
a-
like Alyssa.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hold person spell.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Hang on just
I'm
a
ready,
second.
I'm ready to pull the plane if need be.
All right, hang on just a second. And add into the note plus 500 experience points for calling that out.
Because,
Give me just a second here. I have to. All right. Saving is there's a saving throw with hold person, right?
Let me go look.
I want to
I
make sure.
think
Should be. I just want to double check. Saving throw negates or something like that.
saving throws are totally Wait a minute. Only two persons are being expelled. Each makes a saving throw at -1. If it's one person, it's at -2. So yes, there's a saving throw versus spells, but it's at -2.
Okay. As he fails, as you hold him, and where'd he go?
Go get some rope.
Where'd he go?
Take out some rope.
There he is. Oops, wrong way. As Lyrian comes over and casts Dispel Magic upon, and I think I got to double check. I have to double check Dispel Magic to see what the rule
That
is
might
exactly.
cancel the whole person.
Yeah. Yeah, Dispel Magic will not especially.
I'll tie the body up.
Okay.
Yeah, tie him up first.
All right.
Yep.
50%. Okay. 5%. All right. So this is a straight up 50% chance. If I can figure out what I'm doing here and get the right. Oh, there it is. Duh. Okay. All right. Straight up 50% chance. Oh, as he fails to dispel the magic that is causing the
Illusion.
individual or the illusion. Yeah, you realize that it's a
cast
spell. What? Okay, so the spell was cast by a seventh level caster.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you
I have
are.
Dispel Magic at third level.
Well, no, it's based on the level of the caster, not the level of the spell.
Yeah,
right.
So what level are you?
So you're level 9, right?
Correct.
All right.
Well,
So it's a
then-
50% chance, and that means you get an extra 10%. So you have a 60% chance to break the spell.
Cast it. And then I got to roll a percentile.
Yeah, just roll a percentile.
Yep. You made it.
Yep. As you whoo, as you watch as the spell fades, and what's left there is a male individual, naked, completely naked. He has a tattoo starting with the tail of a snake at his ankles, winding up his leg around his torso, and the head of the snake ending up at his the base of his neck. You can see that he has earrings in there with big circles, right? It's like the gauge earrings you see nowadays. You can see that he has makeup done on his eyes to make his eyes look like vertical slits, but they're not, right? Just to make, when he closes his eyes, it comes down and it makes it look like a vertical slit like a snake would have, but he has regular eyes, right? It's only makeup. And he sort of grins at you, and you can see that his teeth have been filed down some to make him have more like just the two fangs in the front like a snake would have, and the two on the bottom like a snake would have, like one of these kind of things. And his tongue has been cut and split.
Well, I haven't found, so call the sergeant and
take everything off of him that he has not. Don't no.
He doesn't have anything on him.
I mean, no earrings. Take those out. Take everything that he's got.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys take everything out of him. Okay, he's got only thing he has is the gauge earrings. That's literally the only thing he's got on him.
Can we take those out? Oh, so we take those out.
Yep.
All right. And then call the sergeant to the guardian.
All right. As the guard comes in, they're like, "What?" And Alyssa comes, or not Alyssa, but Jessa comes around and she screams. She screams. Who is that? Why is he in my room? Get him out of here. And she starts throwing a fit at you guys for bringing some stranger into her room.
Stop.
She stops.
Stop.
She stops.
We've been trying to keep you safe, and this was the assassin disguised as your assistant, Alyssa. So
don't lie to me. Where's Alyssa? She starts screaming, Alyssa, this is not funny. This is not funny.
You think we're joking with you? You think we're not being serious? Get your head.
You think I killed someone last night that was trying to kill you? You know, this isn't a game, Princess.
I just want Alyssa. What did you do to her? Where is she?
She's not here.
Then where is she? She's been with me this whole time. How do you mean you're not here? She's been with me the whole time.
There was an illusion on her. I just dispelled it.
And you realize it was not an illusion. It was a polymorph.
Okay, a polymorph.
Yeah, so you realize the spell was a polymorph rather than just some sort of an illusion.
Yeah. So who knows how long they've been this way.
Try to explain that to her.
Yeah. Have the sergeant home away.
Give me a
Irrigation.
I am going to do a roll off. I'm gonna do your constitution, or not constitution, but your charisma versus her wisdom.
Who's charisma?
You. So.
Oh shit. All right. So my charisma. That's
all right. You both failed. So she is still upset and pacing, and she leaves you guys and goes back to the attendants, screaming for Alyssa at the top of her lungs. But she's no longer pointing the finger at you, but she's still screaming for Alyssa as she's trying to get dressed.
Is there any remnants of the spell? If we look through the gem of seeing, do we see any remnants of the spell?
No, you dispelled it. It's completely gone.
I should have called her in before we did it. That would have kept them off.
Yeah. Well. Anyhow.
The scuffing on the circles.
Yeah.
Circle. The only evidence we really have.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
But as the guards arrive, they're wondering what the heck is going on. Who is that, and how did he get in here? And questions start flying.
Yeah, and I tell him to just take it to the sergeant. He'll know what to do.
Keep him up under heavy guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Don't let
point to the snake tattoo and just say, take him to the surgeon.
Oh, check him for poisons in his mouth too.
Yeah, that too. And don't talk to the prince.
Hang on just a second. Excel, which episode for the Nat 1? Sorry. I don't recall.
He gave you a Nat 1 earlier.
Oh, today he did.
Start of the game, yeah.
I did not even see it. Honestly, it did not yet. It hasn't. I haven't had a chance to use it because, to be honest, we haven't really had any combat. We had one thing of combat, and it was really more or less one little cultist trying to assassinate and like 50 people stabbing him, right? So, well, only one person stabbed him, but it might as well have been 50 as much damage as he did. No, we'll be carrying over those Nat 20s and Nat 1s and stuff for when we actually get into actually have to use combat, because like I said, usually I don't carry them over, but if we don't get a chance to use it, I'm not going to penalize the party, and I'm not going to penalize you, the listeners, for donating them when you do, but we're not able to use them for that session. So we'll go ahead and carry them over to next session, because I don't see us as getting to any combat again tonight, which I don't know if the party likes that or the party doesn't like that, but I kind of like it. I kind of like the role play.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, so anyhow, let us continue on, stalwart heroes. We got a little bit of time left here, so the cult member is dragged away, and he is sort of cackling and grinning and screaming at the top of his lungs. There's nothing he can do about it. She's already his, etc., etc. So
you called it earlier. You didn't trust her.
Yeah, told you.
Yep.
So what you get for not listening to the thief.
Yeah.
Listen to the thief about not trusting people. What's up? That's like a pot calling a kettle black.
All right, he'll talk to the prince. And,
you guys are led to, once again, the back chambers where the prince meets with his advisors. And once again, it's he and Winnower are there.
I would like everybody that deals with the princess from now on to be checked with the Gemocene or something similar.
Scried in some way.
You need to scribe her whole staff, because there's probably more of them in the castle.
The prince is really like flabbergasted that this could even happen. That such an elaborate, but why so much work for one little princess? What has she done? Who is she? She's a princess to Keelan, but
it makes sense to start. If she dies here, you'll get blamed, and it would
You'll
start
get
a war.
blamed, might start a war for sure.
Perhaps if maybe that's it. I don't know.
It might also because of Durgan's connection.
Yeah.
They're gonna start trouble on multiple fronts.
That makes sense.
And that's gonna destroy your city and you.
Is somebody going to an awful lot of trouble?
Tell the prince about the guy that came to see Durgan about buying the parcel.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably should go check out this land.
If you...
They might have a base of operations there or something.
I'm thinking they might have a back door into that cavern.
They gotta have a secret way, yeah. There's gotta be something hidden there by magic or secret ways or something.
Tonight you cannot be going because you got to go with the princess to Keelan's embassy dinner, but
I really think she should just stay in the castle and not go anywhere anymore.
I think this was the one thing on her list that she definitely is going to go.
Well, then, yeah, we should definitely go.
If not, if she doesn't, trust me, if she doesn't go there, then Yins are going to be here, and we're going to bring Keelan here. But either way, she's going to see her emissaries. So,
That's fine.
and
That would probably-
tomorrow would be right up your alley, because tomorrow she's going to the mines anyway, so it'll give you an excuse to go up there and poke your noses around a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do the dinner here, though.
Yeah, do the dinner here. That way there's better security.
Okay.
Plus we can scan everybody before they come in.
Right. Okay. All right. So, that being said, time flies when you're having fun, because I want to finish this episode on a high note.
Yeah.
It gets to be about 7 o'clock tonight when you guys are re-meeting up with the princess. She seems to be calmer. She seems to have accepted the fact that Alyssa is not here, that something happened to Alyssa. She's not sure how you guys are at fault, but she's pretty sure it's your fault. But be that as it may, she's not screaming, she's not breaking anything, she's not threatening, she's being calm, and she's dressed nicely, wearing all the regal finery of a princess from Keelan, as she now has a new handmaiden with her, one of the handmaidens that you guys saw that she had been working with already, young auburn hair girl. Yeah. Yep. They all went through the we put them on the and beamed them up, and then they checked them through the computer to make sure their DNA matched everything, and we put them back together. All right. So Scotty did his thing. I told you, she's Princess Jessa Scotty, right? So
I'm an engineer, not a DNA expert.
Phones.
Yep. So as they take you over to G3 here, as you guys are led as the official processional, once again the princess in her carriage, along with a small entourage of soldiers. And you guys,
stay in the castle.
No, she said she wants to go there, and the prince said that maybe you could get him to come here, but it was decided that she's going there. That's the end of the story. And so she brings you guys to the Keeland emissary, and because I am really up on getting all of my maps in one together. This is
this is really familiar.
Well, the dwarves are, if nothing else, the dwarves are very efficient. They keep the same plans, they build the same thing for everybody. So the only thing that's not here is there's no cultist right there.
Thank God.
Yep. But you guys are met warmly by the Keelan emissary and their staff. There's a group of soldiers here. In addition to the 6 that came over here with you guys, there was another contingent of a half a dozen soldiers already working. So there's a total of 12 soldiers that are actually working in this building or whatever. And so this building itself is actually like a 2-story building. And you could see that it's alternating blocks of black and white, so basalt and white type, some type of a white stone or a white marble. Extremely beautiful, extremely ornate entry. Over the doorway as you guys enter, you can see is a replicated carving of the crown of the King of Keeland, and it's sort of like an inset above the door along the entryway. And so you guys are led in into where they're gonna have dinner, and you guys of course are allowed to station yourselves however you want as they begin the formal dining and the formal meeting and whatnot. And there's a greet and there's a small little dance and there's a dinner.
The dinner, I'm gonna do the purified food and water.
Okay. The dinner itself lasts about 4 or 5 hours. or 4 hours or so. It starts to get late as you guys are, and they have entertainment there, and they have stringed instruments and whatnot, and they have a little band playing, if you will, or entertainers playing. Everybody, of course, vetted by you guys. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. But about halfway through the dance portion of you guys sort of watching the princess interact with people, and she seems much more calm compared to what she has been. But just something sets her off, and she starts laughing, and she starts laughing, and she starts laughing and laughing and laughing. Pretty soon she can't stop laughing, and she starts screeching and howling, and she starts spinning around in her hair, and she looks to be wild again, and she grabs the Keelish emissary by the throat and grabs him and starts shoving him backwards. You manage to grab her and tackle her to the ground as she starts laughing and cackling. As she starts laughing and cackling, and next thing you know, she's crying her eyes out. She's like, "Why won't you make it stop?" And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
All right. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I know. We can pick up. We'll pick up next week. So just so everybody's aware, we do stream Monday and Friday of this week. Obviously, we just got done, but we stream Friday again this week. Next Monday will be the last week of the month that we're streaming. So after that, the 19th and the 26th. And the reason I say the 19th and 26th is because my grandbaby's due on either the 16th or the 18th. They haven't decided which day, so we may be going there. We may be going there, so I don't want to plan on having a game on the 19th, and obviously I'm not going to be gaming on the 26th, and we might not game on the 2nd either. I don't know, because it really depends on the grandbaby, where we're at, what we're doing. So we may have a 3-week break here coming up, but hopefully next week you guys will be able to finish this episode or finish this adventure as you have become more and more into what's going on and who's behind things and who's involved and whatnot. I hope you've been enjoying it. I know there's not a shit ton of combat, but hopefully you guys have been enjoying the at least what has been going on. I think it's been going okay. So I just want to thank everybody that hung out with us tonight. Anybody that dropped nat 1s and nat 20s, if I missed them, I do apologize. I won't miss them next time, but let me check really quick just to make sure that I clear those off. It's weird that
I think it was just the one.
It's just the one.
Yep, it was. Okay. I just want to make sure. So I'm going to make sure I get that on my list that the DM still has a nat 1. And Excel, if you're still here, I do apologize. I did not get a chance to use it, but don't forget the party has a pair of nat 20s. The DM has a nat 1 and a nat 20. So hopefully we'll be able to use those next session as the party begins to figure out what the heck is going on, or continues to figure out what's going on and maybe actually confront the root of all of this. So, again, I appreciate everybody that was able to make it and hang out with us tonight. Not really much of an after party because I got some stuff I want to finish up before I can go to bed. And I know that my players are old like me and they like to go to bed. Ronnie's already bailed. Well, Ronnie's like older than the rest of us. He's like really old as dirt, right? So we won't give him too much of a hard time. But don't forget, you guys got plus 500 experience for the one thing. Yep. And I'm going to give everybody an additional 1,000 experience just for the role play tonight. So just make sure everybody gets a total of 1,500 for tonight's session. The 500 bonus comes because of you guys figuring out the.
Can we get 10% on that?
Yeah. Unless it's one of the mystical, magical ones that I give everybody a bonus because I was an idiot and didn't.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. So,
True.
So anyway, I appreciate everybody that's hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully you'll be back next week to see the conclusion of our. The name of the adventure is actually called A Gryrax Affair, which I thought was pretty appropriate considering. What do you consider an affair? Do you consider the affair of what's going on with Emerald Durgan, or do you consider the affair of kind of like Thomas Crown Affair? You know, it's like, oh, it's like an event. An event affair, right? So anyway, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. I am just going to go right to our ending right now. I'm not really going to have an after party. Appreciate you hanging out. If you guys have not seen or checked out his channel stuff, look up Lando, see what he's got going on. He's got shit going on. Dude's like a gaming machine. I don't know how you do it, but I'm glad you are out there providing entertainment for folks. So,
Yeah.
but we're gonna bop on over to Darling just because I haven't raided her in a while. We got a few people here that maybe I don't know if you guys have been over to see her yet or not. But we're gonna bounce over to her. If you haven't been to Darling Creep Show, she's awesome. I think normally on Monday night she does her paint stuff going on, and the best thing about Darling I love is that she plays those old dumbass B horror movies, like not even horror movies. Like last time I was watching her, she was streaming episodes of the original Munsters, so that was pretty awesome. But she puts some good ass movies on there, but we haven't checked her out in a while. Twilight Zone, is that what she's got going on over there? Do you know, Deadhand, or are you just saying Twilight Zone as in that's what is going on with the party? Party's like no clue. Oh, last time she did. Okay, yeah. All right, so anyway, like I said, we're gonna bounce over there. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And just remember, in a world that you can be anything that you want, all we ask is that you be kind. Now, if I can just find her, there she is. Woo. We're gonna raid Darling. I just hope it works. Yay! Don't forget, man, show her lots and lots of love. She deserves it, man. She's pretty awesome. I dig her a lot. And we are off, man. We'll check you guys next time. See ya.
See ya.
Wait, what?
Oh, hi, everybody.
Hey, Agora Quest! Welcome in! Welcome in, Raiders! How y'all doing tonight? Can I get a shout out for Agora Quest, please? How was the rest of your game?
Lieutenant Fitzgerald? The Jeep's ready to take you back to division, sir, anytime you're ready. Lieutenant Fitzgerald? Why? This your bag, sir? Yes, that's my bag. Can I put it in the Jeep for you, sir? Thank you very much. Well, sir, we're ready anytime you are.